this program
Yep.
in the future? Okay.
Yeah. All right. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. There we go. Yeah. So this is the new program. We'll keep doing this. I believe the link changes week to week, so I'll keep that in the notes and everything for everybody to find. But already everyone's a lot smoother, and I think it's working out a lot better. So. All right, so here we go. We are in Adventures Wildemount Wednesday night for our pirates. Last week, we left our not really heroes, left our miscreants, you could say, having just defended some fairly ancient technology, some rundown area in the depths of Darktow. From seeming vampire invasion of types. That's the whole purpose seemed to be a big distraction order to send a team here to this area. And after some great defense, some clever use of an arcane cannon, and simply just flanking the heck out of a vampire named Dante and stabbing him over and over and over again. Our pirates emerged victorious and soon were greeted by the Plank King himself, arriving to reinforce as the rest of the vampire force fled. So this is where we are, and what would all of you like to do?
Have we had like a debrief with the Plank King yet, or is that kind of like...
Not too much. So the last words where we played it, like it was just said, right. You did good. You defended it well, and it says now get what you need to do, and we'll meet to get out of here.
We're right by my shop. Yes.
I would say right by it, but it is fairly close.
Where is he wanting us to meet then?
So what do you, yeah, so he goes, we have it covered here. What you can do, see if there's anything else that, see if there's anything else in the town. It's mostly secure. We need to finish up, take some damage report. And he actually turns and goes, Captain Mal, you proceed on what you were asked to do. It's like, take what you need to go here and report when you have your next steps available.
It's been a pretty crazy day. Could you remind me?
You have to visit the artillerist and give him that coin to get the kestrel armed. I don't know if I was supposed to be said artillerist to arm the kestrel or not.
Yeah, it was meant to report to you. The other thing was you were supposed to see the
grab
astronomer.
The thing. Yeah, the astronomer to grab the thing that doesn't fall.
Fall from the sky. Fall from the sky. Things that fall from the sky.
I've been asked to grab what falls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what he said is he told you agreed to help out with a project with him, and it relates to what you've been kind of into anyway. And you kind of had agreed, kind of forced to agree at the same point with the conversation. And you were on your way to the astronomer to just say, I've been asked to find what falls when the attack happened. And you were kind of, you took care of other priorities.
Okay.
Did he give Mal directions as to where the astronomer was? Or
He did.
Okay.
It was right near where it was on your way down from the Plank King's castle, essentially.
Okay.
From the top of Darktow, so it was right up there, and you guys ran down the spiral to get down to the main area. So essentially, instructions are take care of what you need to take care of. It's one of these things where he's not gonna forcefully kick you out of this room right away, but people are starting to move in. Tonk had done a lot of his investigation right away to try to figure out before the Plank King got there
Yeah.
So you can try to ask questions, and have a conversation with the planking right now, or anyone else there if you want. But yeah, it's not like you have to go to someone right away. It's your choice at this point what kind of pathway you want to take.
Well, Thola knows two things she would do personally, considering that her island was just attacked, and that's see her mother and then see Serial and make sure that they're all good.
Mm-hmm. All right. So your mother would be at the house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thola, is your mother closer than my shop? Because I need to pick up some more ammo.
Probably not.
No, the shop
So
would be closer.
if we could stop at my shop first,
Oh, that's
just so I could rearm.
No, that's no problem.
By the way, Keldrum, I did mention a job. Are you interested?
More than interested.
That's good, because a lot of these things seem to happen to us. So if you got excited and this is something up your alley, well, there's going to be plenty of it. I can assure you that.
If nothing else, I'd definitely like Tonk's help in coming up with some new firearms.
And we don't stand a chance against those vampire boats without more fire.
Yeah, what? Right?
If you're all ready, I can lead us back to my shop so I can restock.
Yeah, let's go.
Just as we walk out the door, anything interesting in the room, anything strange before we sneak out of this little hole of ours, this hidey hole?
There's tons of strange things in this area. What are you looking for?
Oh no, just like, random artifacts dropped. Anybody that just stumbles across anything randomly in the room that looks interesting. Just like on my way out the door, because I still have that slightly miscreant bent to mouse personality. Just like a little 5-finger discount glance around, like anything fun in here.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Did you all check the vampire cleric for stuff?
Someone was, I believe.
Can I check?
Oh no, I haven't even.
Because I know you sent her soul on, or did your thing to stop her soul from recoming.
I'll check her out. I mean, I didn't see anything at first, but
Yeah. Go and make investigation. They're not going to give you any trouble with investigating a kill. That's definitely they're going to understand that.
That makes sense. Plus, that's minus, so that's going to be 10 exactly.
Okay. 10.
And my sleight of hand was a 14, by the way.
14 with sleight of hand.
Yep.
I would say with a 14, you're able to get one powered crystal and one unpowered crystal out of there.
Sweet.
And then yeah, I'd say you search and you do find like a holy symbol, like what you were assuming is a symbol where she would channel her power through. It's a bunch of bats that come together to make this humanoid form. Kind of depicted in essentially, it's kind of interesting looking at it. It looks like extremely well cut ruby that's placed into a platinum medallion to make this.
Interesting.
So the rubies are the bats themselves, and the platinum is just kind of a back thing.
I'll just pick it up. Maybe if I'll notice the symbol somewhere else and be wary of it.
Absolutely.
And I'll walk out and we'll follow Caldrum.
Cool. Crystals, and then Caldrum, you do you essentially get a pistol from Dante there.
Mm-hmm.
If you were looking at that, and so what's interesting is that this is kind of like your work. It's individually crafted, so you're able to get 20 ammunition for Dante's pistol. But kind of the size and shape and everything is just kind of different. So even the way the amounts of powder that are set aside. So if you spent time, maybe you could kind of make it compatible. But right now, it wouldn't necessarily be. And I'd say from what you can tell, because you are a little bit into this. The design. It's interesting. I mean, it's a modern more modern weapon here. Technology has only hit Exandria in the last 20 years, but this has a lot of signs of an older, more refined manufacture. It's extremely smooth, and there's all these intricate etchings into it. It's like this fine work of art. So it's not just this piece of engineering that you're so used to. And there's elements that you don't quite recognize on it as well. But it seems to be mostly made out of some type of black metal that I don't think you entirely recognize.
All right.
What condition is the town in as we go out of the building?
But as I get to that, the special thing about this pistol though is that you get an extra damage dice than you would normally get if you get a natural 20.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
Or crit with this particular pistol. Yeah, you start to as you look around, you come out of this into kind of like, well, which way do you guys exit? Actually, probably exit where Dante was from. So
yeah.
You go out that way and you climb around some rocks that are actually on the outside of the Eye of Darktow. And you actually have to climb up about 30 feet to kind of just get to kind of overlooking the rest of the city. And you see, I mean, there's like some black smoke. Homes have been set ablaze, being put out. You look, I mean, it's taken a hit. There's people crying over others that you assume to be their spouses or a loved one, white and bloodless. Though the mist has cleared out. I mean, you think of how you fought that mist and it was moving around everywhere. It's not like decimated per se. It's not like the whole thing's wiped out and anything like that. But I mean, this has been a hit. This was an attack, and there's definitely death here. But I would say as you more intently make your way to the shop, everyone can make perception checks.
$21.
17.
That's a 3.
All right. Oh, so with the high 21, you see how there are areas in this immediate shop district. There are some casualties, and as you make your way, look around where there's more repair going on. You can see that there were other attack points, and you're starting to get the idea that this was that a strike team had gone into more of the area that you found the arcane cannon and all that stuff. And a lot of it, just like you're starting to get an understanding of, seems to be kind of a distraction. That they were there to do as much damage as possible. I would say you even begin to notice even some of the people who are dead or dying look like they're suffering from wounds that are killing them, mostly because they just aren't able to get medical attention quick enough. Not necessarily because they were designed to kill them instantly. So this was just kind of a different type of attack that was happening. But you do see, I mean, there seems to be some amount of damage. There's small bands roaming the streets of masked what appears to be humans, like raiding shops and trying to like kind of get some extra stuff. like in his ass, which is very dangerous because that's essentially the death penalty here.
Yeah.
But they're taking the risks in the chaos. But you make your way to your shop. That is essentially mostly untouched. Your shop's kind of like your home, and you're one of the very few people kind of deal with some of the stuff that you're working on, and then there's other people coming in and out as well. It's kind of a shared space with other craftsmen.
So I very quickly just go to my workbench, and I unscrew a jar from under the table, and I grab some ammo for my pepper box. And I look around to see if there's anything else that I need. I grab like my tinker's tools, grab a couple of things. I don't know exactly what I'll need, but I grab those for the time being.
Sure.
And knowing that I'll be leaving on the Kestrel, I start thinking and making a list of stuff that I'll take with me on that.
Cool.
And then I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Thola, lead the way.
All right. She will head to her mother's house, the house, her family's house, which is not too far from the crypts. And try to observe, obviously the wreckage there and any damage, and just hope and pray that she's okay, and pray that Cereal's okay, things like that.
Yeah. You guys move over to this particular part of the residential district where there are the crypts and the temples. And one thing you notice is that it's surprisingly untouched. There's like the waft of death that's come in from all of Darktow. It's the city of different smoke that's been around the island, but this section seems to have just been avoided for the most part. You don't really see signs of attack here, and you do find your mother, who is, you can see, is just kind of packing up a kit to go maybe help. She goes, "Hey, so glad you're okay, Thola. I'm just getting some things together to help in the city, in the main part of the city. Help anyone
yes.
who needs it."
They look like they need it a lot, and I'm surprised how well it looks here. The marketplace and the harbor are just terrible. Those beings were absolutely wretched. Beings of death, undeath, should I say?
Hey, but they seem weird. They're not. Though I've experienced things like them before, but they just move and they seem to think differently. Something's off.
Yeah, there's definitely something new and amok, and we're definitely going to try to find out, me and my companions here, my crew. And then, but I have to, now that I know that you're well and that you're helping out, I have to see Sirio, because I know that drunkard would probably get in lots of trouble.
She nods and she goes, I think I saw him looking off in the coast, just doing what he does.
Well, if you have seen him recently, then that is good. And his sword has been doing me quite well. But please do bake him a honey flame bread for me soon. I know that all this stress is probably bringing lots upon him.
I will check on him. I'll make sure that he's good. He's good. He's done good to train you, and I'll take care of him, Thola. No worry.
I appreciate it.
All right. With that, your mother packs up her stuff and out the door to try to do some good. What next?
Check out the book.
Absolutely. So all of you staying together for the most part?
Yeah.
For now, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. So Again, traveling through as you make your way to the harbor. This is clearly the worst hit. This is where most of the attention was meant to be drawn. And you get the distinct impression that was on purpose. It is on the opposite side of the island where you were on. And you spent about an hour now kind of walking around, taking stock. In a way, this is also, even though it's hard to hit, it's also the most like kind of guarded. You see, the paid guards of Darktow here, making sure things are secure, making sure no ships are stolen. It's a big deal that none of that would go on. You see different ships had gone out and seemed to be somewhat sinking close by. There are no signs of the metal vessels from before. But you do find the Kestrel. And it's... Besides, looks like the flowers look like maybe they got singed by a passing cannon here or there or something like that. But for the most part, and in fact, you guys did get hit at one point on the Kestrel. So there's like singes, but you even see the burns on the planks seem to be kind of slowly healing, coming back because of the nature of your ship. But I'd say you take a good half hour, start to check everything, look up and down, and things seem fairly secure.
I'm just going to point to the deck like an idiot and be like, it's healing. You guys see this? It's healing. And then, just out of curiosity, since we're already on the docks, my uncle's boat and my ex's boat aren't here, right? They're still out to sea.
Correct.
Okay. Anybody's boat lost? Any significant losses?
You do see there's bits of, you see some ships that seem to be stranded. And other boats maybe have taken more damage, but there's none that seem to be exactly sunk.
Okay.
I would say.
All right. So looking down at the cannons we had on the deck before we took off in a mad run, are they repairable? Are they looking good?
Oh, the other ships?
No. The cannons that we specifically brought.
Oh, the cannons
from the
on there. Yeah. For that, yeah, you can go ahead and make an investigation check on the cannons if you want.
Six.
Six.
Yes, they're still here.
Yeah. They're there. Looking around, they seem fairly untouched. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with them.
Okay.
But I would say at this point the sun does seem to be coming up. It's been kind of a crazier night. As you guys have just kind of had this, you get this maybe as part of the attack as well. They've pulled out well before sunrise. Now it's been about 2 hours checking everything, and I would say one thing you do notice in this is that the Kestrel is very obviously the least damaged ship. There's not a close second.
Captain, you think some people are going to be a little envious? Or should we be worried?
No, not here. Like out at sea, maybe it's going to settle a claim, but like with the Plank King around, like I cannot see anybody picking a fight at this point in the game, especially after this. I think he would very quickly deal with whomever decided to start trouble at this point.
That's fair.
But again, like 6 months from now, remains to be seen. That's why I'm more concerned about getting some cannon laid down, getting some defenses in place, making this floating home of ours a little bit more defensible for now, so that 6 months from now we can actually hold our own. Because a boat with no guns is not a whole lot of use.
Unless it's fast enough to outrun the others.
Fast we have, but sometimes you get cornered. All right. So speaking of formalities, since all of us are here, the boat's the boat. The boat can be home for now. Sleep on it if you want to. My assumption is we're gonna go with 7-way shares. Does that sound good?
Wait, say the last part again.
7-way shares.
Oh,
All treasure split 7 ways after the break gets taken. Any complaints?
sounds
Any
fair.
issues?
Sounds fair to me.
No problem. One thing I want to do, and I
Are
know
you putting
that,
aside a piece for the Plank King? Is that who the 7th is?
100%.
Got it.
So that I can try to negotiate a little bit. He's definitely in a fucking mood today, but I can try to get him down to a 7th. He normally takes a rake, but we don't need repairs like most boats, and we're going to be rearming ourselves, unlike most boats. So we should be cheaper in port. We should just be taking up space.
The coin that he gave Mal, what does that entail for? Because obviously I'm supposed to arm the Kestrel. What does that give me in regards to doing so? Outside of the 2 cannons that I've already brought up there.
Yeah, so what you get with the coin, more or less, is that's a symbol of an official mission with Darktow itself. And as with many things with Darktow, it's to your judgment and what well armed is, and that would be settled later with the Plank King.
Okay, so I would just hold on to the coin and be like, "Hey, this is what I armed them with."
Yeah, and usually how it kind of works is usually the Plank King finds the people who get the coin, not the other way around.
Oh, okay.
It's not so much something you call in as is rendered, and usually those who do try to call it in tend to come to a nasty end.
So it's the Plank King needs this done, do it, and then you'll be taken care of at a later date type
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, when it so suits.
Reminds me of that John Wick currency.
Yeah, and sometimes, like as an example, I would say, well, make a history check just while you, because see, you don't understand that much about it, but
3.
great. Yeah, you know that much. That's you got that.
Seems good.
It was good.
We are doing phenomenal on these like random investigation checks. Phenomenal.
Burn through them now.
Sure.
Sure. But yeah, so it's up to you. This is a time where things are a little crazy. There could be opportunities that you want to take advantage of. It's up to you. So we can go to a period. If you want to kind of maybe get the ship stocked up or armed up or whatever you're looking to do, we take some downtime if you want to go talk to your Shaman a little bit or just whatever everyone wants to do at this point.
Based on what the Plank King had said, he wanted us to still go speak to them. That way we know what the mission is, and then we would have time. Or did he want us to be like, take care of everything you need done, no matter however long that takes, like arming the ship, etc. Or should we at least get the mission and then be like, okay, mission like acknowledged and accepted, and then go about finishing arming.
Now would
the
know
ship?
this the most. As being named captain, you're essentially a lord. You were given something by the Plank King. You are accountable with what you do with it, but you're also given a big amount of an allowance, right? So it's kind of a game. He's not going to dictate to you, do this, then do on this timeline. He's going to say, you've agreed to do this, get it done. You're the captain. Like you need to run your kingdom essentially here. Because the ship is your lands, your crew is your people. So there's not a lot of second guessing, checking up, unless whatever the Plank King would think is reasonable. Because he obviously was a captain of a ship as well. He knows some things about what that would take. If you think he's being jerked around, then that wouldn't be good. But it's not. So yeah, there's a lot of discretion, and how well you can talk out of something if you wanted to take too long. It's really. This is pirates. It's not so much government and laws and all that type of stuff.
I mean, I know the first thing after this long, crazy night Tholo would do is make us a good meal.
Captain,
he'll deserve it.
Do you want to go acknowledge the astronomer? Have that at least completed so that we know what we need to get done. Perhaps know quite how much I need to arm the Kestrel with.
Fair.
I wanted to put at least 2 cannons per side 2 on the
Yep.
port, 2 on the starboard.
How long do you think it's going to take?
I had the 2 cannons in the shop already. Do I have to craft 2 more cannons?
Yeah. So you'd have to. I think we had 2 that were almost half done. So you have to finish
Okay.
the other 2. So that would take a good amount of time to
Yeah.
to do that.
So like a month approximately to finish those and then get them installed and whatnot, along with whatever other.
Yeah, especially do it
downtime stuff.
properly, like the
Yeah.
times where you're testing and again this ship, how it's going to take them, what it's going to do.
Yeah, working with Tunk since he's, I'm assuming, going to help try to get the ship to help with the installation and not just have it me nailing it into the growing wood.
More like integration than anything.
Yeah, exactly. More integration than installation. Okay, so Mal, it'll take me probably about close to a month with Tunk's help to finish the smithing required for the 2 cannons that I have partially made still in the shop. Because I only had the 2. I can install the 1 on each side for the time being, but I'll need time to finish smithing the other 2 and then integrating them into the Kestrel with Tonks' help. Plus, he seemed really excited about that cannon that we found. I think he might have something that he can work up as well.
So we could sail with 2 and then wait for the other 2, or we can wait longer if we have time. We just don't know yet.
Well, let's go acknowledge the quest of that which has fallen.
Okay,
Now,
and then
hold fast. I remember Dola is saying she was about to make some food, and I don't know about y'all, but I think you can stomach rumbling. Can we take a few minutes? And...
Jajal, don't be rude. Thola asked her mother to make food for. I'm sorry, I missed his name.
Oh no, I just said to
Can't hear
him
you.
to make the bread, for her to make the bread when you can. But I mean, Dola's a chef, so she can cook anytime.
Can anybody else hear him?
I heard him out of the left side of.
Oh, I did not hear anything at all. That's
All right,
weird. 'Cause I
interesting.
can hear the rest of you guys.
Yeah, he's
you
only
have-
coming through one side of my ears, so it might be like a stereo thing.
Yeah, let me check that out real quick.
Because I heard him before, and then now I can't hear him.
Yeah, it switched from both to 1 on mine, so that could be why it's not working on yours. Cool.
so
We're gonna see
Jajal,
if you're gonna eat or
Well, we fought all night. I don't remember the last time we had a chance to eat a snack. In fact, I asked Gaius to give me a couple star fruit. Those are some of my favorite from growing up, and just start munching on those in the meantime.
yeah. So you asking? Yeah, there are some star fruit that kind of start to grow and ripen. It's kind of interesting. It's actually kind of in the sense of there's the fruit on the trees is in a pre-ripened state, and then as you ask for it, it kind of finishes the ripening process and falls off into your hand.
And then with like a smile and like a little smirk, I'm like, "Hey, isn't this cool?" And I just kind of like toss it over towards Caldrum. And be like, "Check this out," because I'm pretty sure this is the first time he's seen this happen.
On the island, this is happening? Because I live here.
No, it's
No,
on
on the
it's on this boat.
Oh, on the boat.
Oh,
Okay.
mhm.
Like at will, it just kind of like grew the fruit and ripened it, and then I plucked it as it knew what I wanted, and then just
Oh, jeez.
toss it over to you.
This is the strangest magic I've ever seen, and that I trained with a wizard.
Can you hear me now, Caldrum?
Try it. Is it good?
I think
I
it's
don't think so.
delicious.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but I don't think Caldrum can.
Do you hear me in both now or no?
No, just the one.
Still just
That's
the
the
left.
one.
I still can't hear him at all.
Yeah, that's really weird that happened. I don't. Well, so they'll probably make you something, and so we could say you guys ate. Took some time. So things are beginning. I mean, I would say like the hysteria's died down a little bit. Because it's been about 4 hours since the attack. I would say by the time some food is made.
Yeah.
So did you want to make you wanted to make your way up back to the Planking's Perch with the Shranimon?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the jaw with me.
Okay. Who's all going up? Just you and Jajal or others?
Oh, I was going to go with Captain Mel.
Same.
I'm not, because I want to check on my alcohol and do some other things, possibly.
Thola, while we're gone, could you grab some provisions?
Yeah, I'll grab some things. Try to see if I can find somebody, shaman that deals in maybe some healing potions or something.
And then just to glance back at the boat, is the flaming humanoid joining us or not joining us?
Yeah, I'm coming with you.
Well.
It's safer this way.
Wait, you don't want me in going with Thola to check on her alcohol?
That would be
sounds-
fine. It just depends on how much goes in the flaming drinks.
Excellent. You begin to make your way up the stone case, all the way up to the perch of the Plank King. And one section down, where you were told, you kind of take the slight path off, and kind of built into the side is this copper building, the structure. It has like this telescope kind of coming out of it with like what appears to be, as you kind of look at it, maybe like 8 or 9 lenses stacked in. From the outside, you see like big reflection plates, mirrors that are positioned. This would be kind of quite crazy to look at maybe a few hours ago. As you look at it now, you see the mirrors are cracked. The pieces of the roof have been torn open, leaving huge gaping holes. There's smoke that is wafting out of the top. As you get closer, you see that the door itself, looking almost like it was like solid iron, has been absolutely melted. And there's just kind of like there's a big like 7-foot hole in this 10-foot door. It was pure iron, and it's entirely circular. And it just has things and again, you can see where like molten metal has cooled around it.
So someone burned their way in
Wasn't me.
this time.
This time.
We'll go ahead and just rap on the outside of the door. Anybody in there?
Make a perception check.
Sweet. Finally, 16.
16. With a 16, you hear there's like silence in within, but you hear what sounds like a very shallow breath. Just like.
All right, I'm going to sneak my way in and take a look around.
All right. Make a stealth check with that then.
As you wish. 24.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys watch. Mal just kind of disappears inside. I think Mal, you're just kind of like jumping onto sturdy bits of the roof that have fallen through. You stick to the shadows, and you're able. You locate. You see this. Well, it looks like almost like a like half halfling, half gnome. Gentleman, extremely gray hair, face wrinkled, a few warts on there, and burned and bloodied. throughout. You see there's at least there's one piece of the roof that looks like this metal that looks like it's been shoved into his shoulder. I would say even with that perception, as though it was shoved slowly into it. And as you look around, you see there's like, as you look at it, you see that where the slit is, there's another fairly close by, and another, as if this was done repeatedly to this gentleman. The lower half of his body seems to be buried under rubble. His eyes are closed, but you do hear just this very, very like short, shallow breath.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and, I mean, assuming his eyes are closed, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just yell back to the crew. All right, so I come in. Give me a hand.
I go in.
Yeah.
Start trying to pull him out of the rubble if possible. Carefully trying not to break anything that's not already broken.
Okay. What are the steps? What specifically are we going to do here?
All right, so he's got a huge slab of metal embedded in his chest, right?
Mhm.
And he's got rubble all over his legs, torso, roughly.
Yeah. So I would say just above the waist down.
Okay.
Can
So start
I-
trying to. Go ahead.
Is Thola with us or no?
Thola stayed behind.
Okay.
Can I check to see if the rubble's crushed his lower half, like pelvis down?
Make a medicine check.
Yeah, can I assist with that?
Sure. Go and make advantage of Joel.
I rolled it at 20.
Oh.
24. You want me to roll again?
No, you're good. Natural 20.
So that'll counter.
So you roll again just to make people feel better is what you do. You're supposed to do
Oh,
that.
that one was a 1.
Eyes and lows.
The best, yes, the best.
Perfect.
You gotta have it.
There you go.
Perfect.
With a natural 20, time is short for this gentleman. You don't get that his torso's crushed. You think one leg, the left, is definitely broken. The right is injured, but it seems as you're kind of looking, the left looks crushed in bits. Like there's you see the bone sticking out. You see like some parts where his ankle's almost flat. On the right, I mean, it doesn't look great. It looks like it might be a little off of the angles that are entirely natural, but it doesn't look as bad as the left. As you turn your gaze up, it doesn't seem like that level of damage continues much above the mid thighs. So you're guessing the other parts are probably pretty good. Though there's blood and he's definitely bleeding out. Or will soon, I should say, if not getting some type of attention. As far as moving him, I'd say with that, I'll say this, I don't know if you have this. If anyone has an access to a healer's kit or medicine kit, then you can probably get him in good condition here. If you do not, then I'd say you know how to remove this. If you want to, you can remove everything and keep him how he is. So you can either make him stable in this moment if you have a medicine kit, or you can remove everything and he stays in this very risky condition.
I don't have anything.
I do
to
not
help.
either.
Anybody have a
The only
potion? Anybody have healing?
The only thing I can think of is I could probably try to cauterize the wounds, but I don't know how well that's going to work out. Hey, it's what I do. It's what I got. It's all I can do to help.
Is there anything in the room that can help? Anything left over in the rubble?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and make an investigation check if you're just looking for stuff. What are you looking for that would help you?
A healer's kit or a healing potion?
Yeah, I'm going to say that there are no healing potion or healer's kits in here.
Okay. I guess then if there's any way I could make a makeshift bandage, find some type of linen and maybe secure the object in his shoulder to see if I
Okay.
could staunch the bleeding but keep it from moving.
Gotcha. So you're looking to move the stuff and keep them in condition, or There's your two options, I would say. I would say without a proper kit,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to stabilize him and keep him like totally good here. Not with that particular attempt that you just did. With this kid, so you just want to remove everything and just kind of get him ready to be treated.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over Captain and let him know, like, this is the situation that we're in.
Okay.
Like, I don't think we have any supplies to really get him in a good condition right now.
I mean, you could run down to Thola quickly, or actually, hang on. Go ahead and just tap him on the side of the face and say, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?"
Yeah.
It kind of there's this big cough. This blood spurts out of his mouth.
Do you have a healing kit around here? Is there something in a drawer somewhere? Like what? You're not doing well.
I don't have anything like. No. I don't.
Can I look around and see
Is
if there's
there-
any like parchment and like a quill?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, just go ahead and make a perception check.
Can I ask him if there's anybody nearby that could heal him?
14 on perception.
Yeah. Okay. Is that I don't know. And you gotta get that he probably doesn't. Like you get this attack, everything's upended. Like even if anything that he would be able to tell you might not even be true. From that perspective. As far as I'd say you find a jar that has most of the ink out of it. Actually, it's actually cracked and broken, but there's like some ink left in part of the well, and there is a quill and a scrap of parchment that you're able to kind of get together.
So I just write on it, Thola, come astrologers, and I command Noctis to grab it and fly to Thola.
Okay.
Because he's the fastest of all of us.
Clever.
Okay. That takes some time.
Yeah.
And I would say that, I mean, this person, so what are you going to do with this person? Because it does not have long.
You said with Jajol's 20 that we could at least get the stuff off of him?
Yeah, so
without
I'm saying the stuff's
deteriorating
off,
okay.
but he's deteriorating naturally. So you're able, with the medicine check, you're able to get the stuff off without making that worse.
Got it.
Right.
Captain, I think you just need to ask the question.
Okay. Well, go ahead and hold up the signet and say, Planking asked me to talk to you, to talk about the thing that fell from the stars. Do you know what he's talking about? Do you know what that is? But by the way, if he's half gnome and half halfling, does that make him a quarterling? Sorry.
And he coughs and he nods. He's like, and he kind of cocks his head a little bit. And he points to, there's like, as you look around the room more, you see there's smoke here. There's piles of ash. And somewhat close to his piles of ash, you see empty bookcases. And you can see even like tears are coming to his eyes as he's like fully taking in what has come over his place. You look past, there's a desk that's been broken in half. And looks like you see half of a false bottom drawer where stuff has been pulled out of. But he points, and there is a round globe in the corner that has like, it looks like it's like the whatever was holding it in place to like spin right is broke, so it's almost just this ball that is a map that is a good representation of Exandria itself.
So walk over to it, take a look to wherever he's pointing to towards this globe, and just like reach up and kind of look at it, and maybe touch it a little bit, and see what's weird about this thing.
Yeah, you go up to it, and you look and I mean, it doesn't look like anything. It at least at one point was Exandria, but it's all marked up. It looks as though fire had gotten onto it. It's smudged, and as you pick it up, what you find is you expect a very smooth surface, but you sense texture above the where our landmass is. So you're seeing a perfectly flat surface, but as you run it, you go, wait, that's there's embossed out of this like a quarter of an inch around here.
Like topographical or like some kind of marking?
Like topographical, as though it's raised.
So just take it and look over and say, this is what it is. This is what we're here for.
Yeah, more blood kind of gets. I was thinking, kind of nods.
What do we do with it? Where do we take it?
Let's see here. Costa goes, power it.
Power it with, pull out one of the crystals, like something like this?
He nods. The eyes kind of go wide.
Do I have to do it here, or can I do it somewhere else?
Anywhere.
I've got 15 words left. I'm sure that he's done.
He doesn't look good, Captain.
I'm going to kneel down next to him and in Gnomish ask, is there anything you'd like to pass on? You're not long for this world.
He reaches in and he takes out a picture. Yeah, you can tell, even as bloody and messed up as he is, it's a sketch of himself as a somewhat younger individual, with three children, young girls, that you can tell by some semblance in the way they're drawn that they're his daughters, or related to him at the very least, and just kind of hands it to you. And with that, takes a bag, like a sack, and hands it to you as well, and points to them. He's having a hard time talking. He's breathing really shallow.
I look on the back of the photo to see if there's any names on it, so that way I can try and find these people.
In his crook condition, it's very burnt. You can see as he gives it to you, it doesn't have fine edges. It's messed up and torn and burnt from everything that's gone on, and there's not a great. I would say there are no names on the back.
I'll just ask him. Give me a name, and if you can, where they are, so that I can find them for you and give them this.
He kind of takes his finger and he actually writes essentially in his blood that's on there, on the girl that's one girl slightly taller than the rest, probably the oldest. Just writes Drisa. He looks around and he starts to kind of point, and you see that in another corner of the room there's this. It looks like it's been pushed off a table, but it would look like almost like a model of Darktow.
Okay.
He's kind of pointing at it.
All right. They're here on Darktow.
And he does use emotions. He's like,
I call Mal.
Yo,
Captain, come here.
go ahead and grab the model if I can move it and bring it towards him.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little awkward, but you're able to get it over there.
I try and like show the continent of Wildemount for him so he can try to like mark the globe.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know where they are. I had to run and flee here. And he points to the model of Caldrum. You would know this area as kind of like the crypt and graveyard temple area. And he goes, something fell at the attack. And he points.
He points towards the graveyard area, or in the direction of the graveyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here in town?
Yeah, in Darktow.
Yeah. And he kind of he's starting to get his mind together too, and he finally looks at Mal, and you can see like he's getting himself for one last push of clarity. And Mal, he actually kind of grabs you a little bit and kind of lifts himself up. And he goes, Ritas is fallen. He wants you to find the pieces of Ritas. One piece can go to another. And he gives one next big is almost throws up an amount of like this black ichor from him, and he pulls out of his chest actually this electrum sextant, and he holds it up, and he expands it out, and you see that there, where like some lenses and different things would be, it expands out to where something can be placed.
So something goes here where the lens should be.
Mm-hmm. As soon as where and he kind of just pushes it into your hands.
Does it look like it could be used for like normal sighting, or is it only for this?
It can be used normally, as well. And with that, you can see as he pushes it forcefully into your hand, suddenly there's a limpness, and you look from the sextant to him, and there's just this far-off gaze as the breath has left him. I would say just at this moment, Thola kind of comes in, having gotten the message.
Damn. He's gone.
Thola can do the rights.
Yes, guiding people through death is what I'm here for, always. We must not try to falter or go against fate. It would be a disgrace to the Raven Queen. And I'll pray for him, and you pray that he doesn't meet undeath, and because that is obviously the worst punishment.
Yeah, and I'd say you get the looking him over, Thola. You have enough sense. You see that there doesn't seem to be vampiric injuries as such that would cause undeath in this case.
All right, so glancing around the room just to get an idea of like what else is in here. So we've got the topographical globe. We've got a model of Darktow. We've got this electrum sextant, which is missing a piece. We have directions to go check out the graveyard area. Have we ever heard of the pieces of Ritas before? Is this new?
In this campaign, we've not talked about Ritas.
Okay, so my broader question there is more of a DM question. Like, would any of us have come across this concept before, or is this wholly new to us?
Anyone who wants to can make a history check.
I will do for a try.
16.
on the
18.
other screen here.
Shit, 21.
Nice.
I got a 7.
Okay, so all of you have heard of Redis. It is one of the 2 moons of Exandria. There's the primary moon, which is Catha, and that's the largest, the one that gives the most light at night, or actually the only one that gives light at night. Redis is actually really hard to see among the stars. You see where some stars aren't, and you kind of assume that's Redis. It doesn't reflect any light, and it's pretty much impossible to spot during the day. A lot is known about Catha. It's associated with the Moonweaver, who is Sahanin, and some think that she herself created Catha. Redis, there with the 21 Mao. You know that at some point people talk about that the legends say that it used to just be Catha, and at some point Redis came to be. And this is like long, long ago. No one alive remembers this, but it's been something that's been like passed down and lost mostly. It's just kind of a thing that you know. And it's generally concerned that the scene of it at night, like if you actually accidentally catch it, usually that's like an omen of ill tidings.
Imagine holding a piece of it in your hand is probably even worse, right? So anything else around the room? Anything else within eyesight that catches our eye? I mean, you got a burned up lab and a whole bunch of broken stuff for sure.
Yeah, I mean, make a perception check.
Sweet.
Can I help him?
Yeah, and actually, you can do investigation. Depends what you want to see. What are you trying to divine? So I would say perception is if you're just finding stuff. Investigation is if you want to try to figure out kind of what went on here and why.
Yeah, I'd rather know what went on here and why, but I definitely want to check out the rest of the room. The fingers are still sticky.
So you could have 2 teams if you want here.
Yeah, I'll ask Jajal, help me inspect this model of the island.
All right.
Okay. So, all right. So who's just looking around the room to find things like, okay, what can I find that is maybe still useful or whatever, and who's looking around the room to kind of discern more deeply what happened?
Oh, I just want to look at the model that he pointed at. That
Okay, so you're going to be checking out just the Darktow model.
The Darktow model, yeah, with Jajal.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so 2 people on Darktow model.
I want to know what happened here. Like, what is?
Now you're doing kind of the investigation check. Okay. Pyrothola, is I think you were doing it this time.
I mean, I was definitely interested. You know, I was the last one here. I'm like, oh, what happened here? You know.
Sure. Okay, so you're assisting Mao. Pyro, what are you doing?
Honestly, I'd probably want to go over to the globe if it's not otherwise occupied, and I'd try to find my home continent and where I lived and put a small little burn mark on it. That's it, though. Otherwise, I don't have any interest in anything else.
You got it. Cool. So Pyro, it's going to be perception. Everyone else really is probably making an investigation at this point and checking out the models in the room.
Nice.
I found where I got my powers.
Jajal, were you helping me?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not very good at this.
Okay. I mean, I'm not great at it either.
Yeah, so
but-
Calgem advantage, Mal advantage, and
Sure.
Pyro straight roll.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. 9.
9,
I got 18.
18, and then one
20.
out. 20. Okay. Start low, or start with Caldrum. From the sense you get, I would say, from the model of Darktow, it looks like as you take a closer look, you see that some pieces of it are made to kind of slide as one big piece, as though that this looks like something that was being designed to show some type of reorganization of buildings, of a tear down rebuild of some type.
Okay.
You do see, like, he's clearly there's this blood spot where he's pointed towards the crypts and the graveyard areas where people are buried on the island. He was clearly marking that for something, and as he said, something fell at the attack. And he just pointed. But other than that, I would say that's what you glean with your. It was a 10?
9.
9 with the 9. Yeah. I would say you get that.
Okay.
Next to Pyro, it's interesting. You go through and again you kind of find and you start to feel these indents it's the same bots coming out, and you're like okay, and it's somewhat interesting. You feel where there's a valley, and like a valley goes down, and you find Amon, and what like kind of Tadori, where Amon would be, and you kind of get ready to scorch. And there's a few.
Well, it actually wasn't Amon. It was a ways away from Amon.
Right. It was a little bit from there. Right. You're finding that place, and actually, I'll say this: as you move through, this is what you get. That there's pieces of Terodori, like for instance, when you do get through Amon, there's rougher edges in the center, where the seat of Thorodak was.
Okay.
And one thing you get right away is that this is an illusion on top of this. As you try to burn, you see that like nothing burns; it just turns black at your intent to burn it. As I was just making an illusion, thinking that you can interact with whatever's on top of it. And this illusion is hiding something on here. But yeah, that's what you're able to do there. Now it's basically Mal and Thola, I think, are searching for this. You definitely see where opposite the wall there is just like a burnt circle of you could see where like a table was disintegrated, blackened stone, as whatever came in here like just totally melted its way through. There's bits of metal that have been strewn about. Definitively there was search and destroy here, as you see. Things broken open, looking for secret stuff. A lot of things found immediately thrown into the fire. As you're sifting through the ashes, because you're taking some time here, what you don't find is anything like metallic. And you know that metal at these temperatures wouldn't have melted. Like in burning books, it's going to melt metal. Not going to get hot enough for that. And as you start to kind of look around, you realize that, with the exception of the vast telescope and like the roof itself, as far as like items, there's nothing metal left in this area. Like cabinet handles have been pulled off. And so there seems to be the intent to destroy any type of record or paper or writing, in an attempt to take anything metallic. With the medicine check and your investigation, the signs are very clear of interrogation on the astronomer. There was while this was going on, there was information that was slowly trying to be taken from him. And it doesn't pass your attention that somehow he was able to hide the sextant from them that he gave you, and it doesn't smell very good. We'll say that. And it's, yeah, I'd say, do you have any questions on that, or are you getting a clearer picture? Is there something Mal really wants to know?
I think it's reasonably clear.
All right, cool. So I'd say with that check, if there's a specific question, you may ask it, but I think that's...
Is there a sense of how many creatures, animals, beings were in here? Like how many? Like was this a large horde coming in to destroy everything, or was this like one really evil dude that really just wanted to have his way?
Yeah. I would say you get the sense that there was probably 6 ransacking the place.
Okay.
And one was, it kind of did all the damage to the astronomer.
Okay.
I would say with the same with the investigation, you get that there are there's like signs of something being like wheeled, but wheeled in such a way that still left some marks on the stone outside, which you assume is whatever made this hole. So it wasn't carried; it had to be moved very heavily to where it was. Like I said, you just see that there's damage done to the telescope, and some pretty obvious effort that has been successful to make it impossible to figure out where it was.
Okay.
Guiding things have been bent, and some of it just kind of damaged, but you see other places where someone took their hands and kind of squeezed and bent metal so that you couldn't get back to original positions.
Okay. So someone very intentionally was trying to destroy any evidence or position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Do any of you find it strange that they had targets? Like this wasn't just a random attack? Like how did they know where to go?
I mean, they were here for something, obviously.
I mean, do you think somebody was feeding them information, or
Could be someone got picked up on the seas and interrogated. Could be they were casing the joint for a while. Like they had something very specific they were looking for here, and based on the damage of the docks, I would say like everything else was just about pulling attention away.
Hmm.
I mean, this dude didn't stand a chance.
It's a damn shame.
So this globe doesn't actually have the world in 3D. It's more magical than just a run-of-the-mill object.
Okay.
What does it do?
I don't know. I just know that it should have actually burned and it didn't.
I sense a little frustration.
Mild. Deception. Mild.
Give the kid a lighter.
I am a lighter.
So to be clear, this is the same globe that the dude was talking about being chargeable.
Yeah.
So is there any obvious thing around, or any place you would put a crystal, or any way that seems obvious to power it up?
Make an Arcana check.
This is usually where my gnome comes in handy.
I mean, I could try to look at it, I guess. I mean,
I ain't got Jack. I'm a 7.
All right, you can try Pyro.
Okay. Same bonus, but let's. Nope.
Yeah,
The-
no, it's a mystery.
The fighter does better than the arcane magic user.
Some
Great.
days.
Looks like something Tonk will have to take a look at.
All right, that works. All right, anything else in here? Anybody have any last looks?
Do we just leave him here?
We've done last right, so we can notify people to take care of him, but no fire.
I mean, the crypts are right there, and I let my mother know. She works in the crypts. She probably knew this gentleman probably decently, so.
Speaking of, you guys want to go check out the crypts and see if we can connect the dots on this strange little sexton of ours? Shall we head that way?
I've got your back.
Yeah.
Sure.
By the way, my vote's a democracy. If I'm an idiot, tell me I'm an idiot.
That
I
seems
assure you,
wise.
Pyro thinks everyone's smart. Pyro's stupider than everybody. He's not a smart man.
All right. So we're headed to the crypts immediately.
Unless there's something outside the facility, like if we come across anybody, or like the Plank King standing outside the door tapping his foot, like that's a different situation. But like,
Sure. Yeah. As you come out, things are still kind of just people are still like assessing damages. For his part, it seems like the Plank King, you kind of like there's even a tenant still at his roost there. And they readily inform you he's still down, kind of taking care of business in the lower areas.
Does it look like they sustained a lot of damage up at the roost?
There doesn't seem to be any damage up there.
Okay, so he had the big scary vampire apparition thing up there, and it still looks perfectly fine. Okay.
Yeah. But you, and I would say you probably inform them of the fate at that point. Correct, I'm assuming.
Yep, for sure.
Okay. See, one of them snaps and someone goes to immediately check. Yeah, are they coming down? I mean, unless there's something you're specifically looking for, a lot of it is still people just kind of picking up pieces, figure out where, there's the odd ransack. That seems to have stopped now, and you even, you do see the occasional body that had a mask and hood, still has a mask and hood, but now they're hanging from a rope from a tree by their neck, and have been taken care of. They're not everyone, but now people they're helping each other. Like, there's still a sense of community against this, and there's just a few more probably worse apples than the rest that weren't going to help them. But you make it to the other side of the aisle. Again, very, very untouched, and it. As you make it to the vast, now the area in which they bury people here it's kind of a very rocky. It's probably the most. They kind of took some of the more unsettable areas that like would be harder to have roads and those things, and so really what this amounts to has been like some blasting and digging of tunnels to put people in, as well as like building up of rocks and with cement in order to have people. Like, it's not so much in the ground type of place.
More like mausoleum.
Yeah, and this island is like, soil is a premium. They're not going to really waste that on the dead. But a little far off, I would say there are, from the center, and Thola, you notice this the most, from the center where the funeral rites are performed before they're escorted to a crypt, where the matron is honored. There is like this mixture of light that's hard to entirely perceive, but now that the sun is coming up, but it's still, I mean, because of the angle of the sun and the shadow it casts, you just see this kind of like pinkish hue to that part of this area.
Oh, you're muted.
That's very weird. I'll try to walk down there and head to that area and just see if I, notice anything clearer and maybe if it's been disturbed or maybe there's just other worldly force as well.
Yeah. Do all of you join Thola? No. You come down, and as you get down to the level of this, and again, because of the rocky nature, things block a straight-on view, and as you get close enough to see this, there's actually 4 places where light seems to be emanating. There is at the center of this. First of all, if this area is interesting, the Raven Queen is about transition, and so everything around here is part. There's not a roof to this. It's just like walls built up that don't connect to anything, and it's all meant to kind of to symbolize this idea that people freely come and freely go. And as you walk into these high walls with no ceiling, almost it looks like it's ruins, but it's Thola, this was built on purpose to have this look. It's not degraded or deteriorated. But where there's supposed to be 3 paddle stoves of nothing that are typically used in things like resurrection rituals to give more power, or that there are 3 obelisks, one in each place. One has a sickly green glow, another bright pink, and another like this orangey brown aura coming off of it. And in the center, where either a body is placed for last rites, where they usually floated, or for more of a resurrection type ritual, that has more of an arcane energy coming from it. And I was at this point, you guys about 40 feet away from the whole thing in itself.
Is this normal?
I do not think so. This isn't not anything I've noticed down here when I was a child or a little girl and would help out.
This might have something to do with the piece of Redis. It might have changed the flow of the magic.
Does anybody know what a piece of a moon looks like?
A rock?
Well,
Maybe? It's not cheese.
Very dark rock?
so slowly approaching, taking a look at the 3 obelisks.
Yeah, just be like scanning to see potentially an aura projecting from a stone.
Yeah. As you get closer, you start to hear like these heavy, like pounds and steps, like, and out, kind of entering into this, coming out from one of the large walls of nothing, like with no ceiling. You see about 20 feet tall, this beast that seems to be rock with armor. So it's helmet, breastplate, all you recognize immediately as this type of metal that of the armor that some of the vampires you have fought have, but this is like a full rock being, and it's carrying in its hands. You can see like it seems to be at first you're like it's carrying a pile of rocks, but you see that it parts of it seem to have like slight glow to it, like little pieces of the sunlight reflect weirdly off of it as he throws it over into this big pool that's at the center. And as he does so, this all happens very quickly. It's at that point he kind of notices and takes up a very like defensive stance, or even aggressive, one could say. I'm going to ask you what you want to do, but for this, this is going to be an initiative.
We come in peace?
Let me get to this. All right. So Mal,
21.
21. Thola,
6.
Ooh.
6. Pyro,
11.
and Jajal,
19.
and then Caldron,
14.
14.
And we have not had a long rest yet, correct?
Correct.
Oof.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, time definitely mattered today. Even the state of the astronomer. As time went on.
Mal and I are still looking really rough.
Yep.
But at least we can attack more than once.
Mal, it is your turn first.
So this thing is, you said defensive and then also aggressive.
Yeah, like you've interrupted it.
Okay.
And it definitely did not like that. And it's hard to kind of make out its intent. But I'd assume you get that it's meant to defend from intruders.
Okay.
So you definitely can pick that up from its immediate change.
But
Because
also
it went from like a dutiful thing to recognizing you and changing its position entirely.
So was it digging before, or like what activity was it actually trying to do before we showed up?
All you saw was it coming from where a place you did not have line of sight, carrying rocks that seemed to have crystals in it and dumping it into this pool.
Oh, Matt, quick question for Mal and I's HP. Since we leveled up, we would have gotten however much HP we get, whether we roll or take the average. We would have that HP, right? So we'd each have at least the 6. I don't know what Mal's con bonus is.
Not great.
Yeah, mine's only +1. So because I had to like manually override my HP to get that like necrotic damage to stick. So I had just set it to 19, but we leveled, so I gained 7 total max HP.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, you get that max on top.
Okay, so okay, not at 13. That's nice. Hopefully, won't go down in one hit.
2.
Mal, did you roll? Did you just say 2?
No, I was saying you go down in 2 hits instead of 1.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed.
So this is your gentleman.
So this is much bigger than the golem thingy that was in the basement we were in, right?
Absolutely.
Like way bigger.
Yeah.
Christ,
I'll put you in a sec. Whereabouts are you going to be, Mal?
I mean, probably leading the party and closer to the critter, but I'd like to keep some distance if at all possible. So wherever I froze and stopped, just drop me there.
Okay.
I have no interest in close in combat with this beastie.
Yeah, so I'm going to put you next to him to give you the scale here. Then I'll move you.
Oh boy.
This is gonna hurt.
That's a big boy.
Alright, so I'll just put everyone down there. You just kind of tell me if that looks about right.
I feel I could be a little bit closer to Mal, probably standing abreast of him. Thank you very kindly.
Pyro.
Just put everyone else in Pyro's line of sight to the critter. That's all that matters.
And then Thola.
Oh boy.
Alright. So if that looks good, what you doing, Mal?
All right, so we've got the big stone monster. We've got the 3 obsidian things. It was dumping rock into the pit, you said.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to break left and run around the pit from the camera's point of view to the left-hand side, sort of spread out from the rest of the party.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you're-
Start moving that way. Yep. And then once I got a little bit of distance, I'll go ahead and pull out the crossbow and take a pot shot.
You got it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so first shot is going to be doom, absolute trash, 9. And then since leveling up, I get a second attack, so let's try that sucker again.
Yep.
Man, I'm rocking it today. 14.
Wait,
Yeah.
You-
See what?
What?
do you have crossbow expert?
No, I don't. So only get one shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she lets 2 shots loose, and they make contact, but they just ding ding right off of it.
Okay.
Sparks fly.
Gotta get you a regular bow.
All right, got it. Heard and understood. All right, so that's basically it. Do I have any more movement? Can I go a little bit further around the pool?
Yeah, there's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 25. So
So I've got a walking speed of 30 feet, so 30, so maybe a little further at most.
you'd have to take a step back because of this thing here. So
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll stay where I am for now.
okay, cool.
That works.
You got it. So let me grab this thing anyway. So Jajal, it's your turn.
Okay. Okay, confused. I pulled my whip and my instinct is to run and hit, but how do I stab rock?
Carefully.
Okay, I imagine this thing's slow, so I'm gonna run up, see if I can stab it in its knee, and then make a hard left, and try to separate myself from his reach. So I guess I'll start off with a swing and.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, so it's 30 feet to get within 25 to get within melee with him.
Okay.
Where you are. So there you go.
And then 21 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. And that's going to be 13.
Okay. Yeah. It's hard to know where to stab with the rapier.
Don't forget your sneak attack.
Yeah.
And then 15.
There you go.
28.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to know exactly where to stab, but you do kind of put it out there and ching, it sparks off. You do see some type of like pieces of dust come off. But it's definitely resisting just being stabbed.
Okay. I would like to.
Yeah.
Then
Did everyone
dash?
take a short rest while they ate, by the way?
Oh,
No.
no. I did not click that.
Yeah,
button.
during that time, somebody asked, and I did say short rest. I marked that on my notes here, so if people were talking about that.
So we can do
Yeah,
that?
I was kind of confused because like I think I had like health points and all that stuff, so recovered.
Yeah, so that doesn't hear the necrotic issue from before,
No, yeah.
but it does.
But
help.
still, it gives me 6 HP. I'll take it.
Yeah. All right, so then where did you want to go from here, Joe?
A hard left. Dash over to the left.
Okay, so this way, or did you want to come
No, yeah. Like, so it would kind of take me out of sight, pretty much.
be like here-ish? Like this is where
No,
you're trying to
but
go?
behind on the other side of the
Over
wall.
here,
Of this
then?
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Bonus action dash.
Yeah.
2,
Cause monk.
8.
Can he get past it? I guess. Is a
Yeah,
better question.
really going to have to come this way. You actually have to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 30 is actually going to get you. Yeah, 30 would just get you here, really.
Oh, then.
So then, would you want to just back up?
Yeah, I think so. Because I do not want to be within swing range.
Well, I mean, we might still be, but
It's really rough. I would say with that, because it was hard to tell what you could do because you were just trying to go that way.
Yeah.
If you want to really get out of... If you don't want to be right up to him, I'll put you here. Because it's hard to say you switch, like, oh, I couldn't get where I needed to, that I couldn't tell if I could get to.
Okay. That's
You know
fair.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I would assume that you didn't get, if your intent's not to be within 5 feet, then we can do that.
Okay.
And I think, yeah, you're out of his range there. Perfect. Is now its turn.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, even though you try to move there, it is going to turn on you, Jajal. To be fair, I don't know if there's somewhere you could have gone where it wasn't going to do this, so it will move towards you there and get within melee. And it will charge up here. So that is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah. So it raises its fist, and at once the three obelisks kind of glow slightly and charge and kind of like strike his fist, and there's this energy around it. And it just goes and smacks you. You feel this energy burn through you. So you need to make a strength save.
Oh. That's a 2.
It's a 2. So you are knocked prone. You take 9 bludgeoning. And you're going to take 19 thunder damage.
Whew.
Oh,
I would say after this strike 2, you see that it looks like the obelisks didn't look like it expended energy, but doing this almost looks like it made them gain more energy.
Can he uncanny dodge that?
Oh yeah.
He can if he says so.
Oh yeah. Because otherwise that was going to kill me. Yeah. Yeah. Let me go. Okay. Yes, uncanny dodge the secondary.
How does uncanny dodge work with this attack?
So with this attack, it's going to be that's all one hunk of damage.
So would it have all of it?
Yeah, so he has all of that with uncanny dodge because it was one attack.
Okay, so it was 9 and then 19.
To 28. So
yeah, so that's 14.
14.
Okay.
There you go, rogues.
Ooh.
Uncanny dodge.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
But it's still
Level
just
5, also known as the level you really need to pay attention to your class abilities.
Yeah.
Because things get tough. Good call. Caldrum, it is your turn.
Quick question, because I didn't want to interrupt somebody else's turn. Would I have been able to attune, if it required attunement, to Dante's pistol?
It does not require attunement.
It doesn't require attunement.
It's simply a pistol that does extra damage on its one.
Okay, sweet.
An engineering thing.
Got it. So then I will take a shot, or I will Noctis Harry and have Noctis use the help action, and then I will create that item in a minute, but I'll just add a pistol. It's the Exandria pistol, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. It's a pistol that's mentioned in your gunslinger class.
Okay, take my shot with advantage. So right now 28. I'm gonna re-roll that 1. Okay, so 28 to hit.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a hit.
11 damage.
Okay, yeah, it chips off some of the ting.
Second attack, I will burn a grit to maintain advantage.
Mm-hmm.
For my Deadeye shot. So as I focus up. Currently 25. Reroll the 2. Okay, so I'll take the 25.
It's gonna hit.
For 13 damage.
Got it.
And then if I could move to the left and try and gain cover, so basically reflecting Mal's position just on the inside of this little crenellation.
100%. So you're kind of looking right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You're running to kind of hide behind. Yeah, that's going to give you a good amount of cover there. Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
what you-
Again, bullets, and I mean, it's very akin to firing bullets at stone. It kind of ricochets off, and I mean, chipping and eating away. You see, it seems fairly unfazed, as though like it doesn't flinch from it. Pyro, it's your turn.
Okay. Have the crystals changed at all since his attack?
After his attack, they're just brighter.
Okay. So after he attacked, they grew brighter.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to duck into the arch to the right side there, and I'm gonna try to shoot a firebolt at one of the crystals.
Okay, gotcha. Which one are you going for?
I guess it doesn't really matter if I can see them all. I guess I just go for the one in the middle.
Okay, so you're gonna go for pink there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, go ahead.
22.
22 is gonna hit. Go ahead, roll your damage.
4.
4. Yeah, so the fire goes out, and you can see the impact explodes, and some of it does get chipped away. It's cracked a little bit, though you see the energy is now sparking, but it seems like it's still functional.
Okay. That's really...
Was that did you roll the heightened damage for that?
I don't have my mantle up, and I can't use my mantle again until after
Okay.
after I finish a long
But I'm
rest.
saying, doesn't that get better at level 5?
No, it pretty much stays the same. What I
Okay.
get at level 5 is essentially I can use a sorcery point and as luck
Okay, I thought
points.
that cantrip went up for some reason. Okay, cool. Thola.
So Thola is going to probably move right there to the next like little arch into the hole there, and
Here or
to the left, like closer. Yeah, like right on like the yeah, right on the other side of Caldrum there.
okay, so here or up?
The other way, the right
Okay,
to the right.
Yeah, okay, gotcha, right there. Okay, perfect. Yep. So you run up. You should have a very clean sight over here.
And then what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cast Spirit Weapon right on next to that little beam there.
Okay, so you're gonna go up here, maybe. Gonna go above its head, or
No, I'm gonna just keep it like at at its ankles right below.
okay. You got it.
And I'm going to that third level. Nah. Okay. So, and then I'm gonna roll here. See if I can hit this thing. Oh gosh, it's gonna be an 11.
Yeah. It goes through. You see it even in the spiritual form. It like smacks, but it's the energy. Like it's weird. Its energy's going against its ankle, but the ankle just kind of like almost hardens into one piece to resist.
And what I'm gonna do at that point, I'm kind of upset, but I look at myself, and I look over to Jajal, who's obviously is Jajal within 30 feet of me or no?
Barely, maybe.
Sorry, what did you ask?
Is Jajal within 30 feet of me?
Ooh, that's gonna be rough. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I have to get my thing out for that.
No. And how much movement did I take up? I just might kind of want to get.
From your position, yeah, you probably took about 20 feet there.
I just kind of want to get maybe a little bit closer, so I am possibly 30.
You can get there. So
Okay.
yeah, if you step up to about here to do that.
And then at that point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bond myself, Jajal, and I also will bond Pyro. So
Okay.
3 of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
All right, and Pyro, did you roll 2d10 for that damage roll?
Yep. And I got 2 2s.
Oh, that's
Oh
awful.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Jeez.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. That was Thola, and now we will go back up to Mao. It's your turn.
Jesus Christ. Well, shit. I really don't want to engage melee, but I gotta draw some fire. Go ahead and run all the way left-hand side around this silly cauldron thingy-majiggy and see how close I can get to Big Ugly Rock Monster.
Okay, yeah. So you're 30, right?
Yep.
So,
At the very least, I want to attract its attention.
yeah, it's going to put you here. So I know it's hard to see, but it's about where you are.
Okay. So if that's my move, can I take one more crossbow shot?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see if this sucker actually lands. That should do. What, 17?
17. It sparks off his hide, off his skin.
Not
Right.
cool. Not cool. Alright. So that should be it for me then.
This is a rock monster wearing plate armor.
Every time you say rock monster, I hear rock lobster, which is a hilarious.
Rock monster. Yeah. All right, is that your turn?
Yep.
All right, Jajal.
Oh man, that sucked. All right. Trying to get my breath back. I'm gonna stand up, and yeah. From there, I'm gonna swing on him real quick. I'm already
sure.
right here, and let's go. Ooh, baby! Oh baby! Oh baby! That's a 28, a crit.
That'll hit.
All right.
Was that a crit?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's go.
That's sneak attack and weapon damage. There you go.
So the weapon damage was 11,
Okay.
and let's see. The first one is 15, and then 8. So 16, then 24,
It's 20.
34.
No, 20. Oh, right.
34 total.
34 total.
Yes.
And then from there, I'm going to hightail it, feline swiftness, and try to book my way back to near where, probably close to Pyro. I want to try to see if I can get in right next to him.
You got it. And what total movement does that give you?
Doubles my movement speed. So it was 15 to get up, and then I'll have 15 left, bonus action dash, and then feline swiftness.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely make your way over to Pyro here. Yeah. So you stab it, sparks fly, though you do get a good hit, and this time, like, you remember this, and you kind of dig your rapier in and dislodge like a bigger hunk out of its knee as it kind of stumbles a little bit. And it looks at you angrily, and you kind of realize, oh crap, and you run over to the guy that's on fire.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit by it again.
Though at this point, yeah. The one that you hit, Pyro, glows bright and releases a bright pink charge that runs into you and shocks you.
Ow.
That is going to be a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. It's total of 9.
Oof.
Out of
gonna be-
D4.
Oh, okay. 12.
12. That is not going to make it.
Yeah. I rolled as high on the D4 as I did on the D20. What the
All right, and here's your damage.
shit. Oh, I am.
That's necrotic.
Yeah, I am down.
Yeah. So the energy whoosh flings in, and you see like the fire goes out on Pyro's head, and his face like he becomes emaciated as the life is drained from him into the crystal, and he
wow.
is knocked unconscious.
Holy.
And at this point, you do see that the crystal is dull. It is now the elemental's turn.
I don't know if I did a good thing by attacking it or a bad thing.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
It's gonna. All right.
Fuck.
It's gonna turn. It's gonna start to walk this way. It sees Thola first, and is going to respond there. All right. So it's going. It tries to smack you once with its left arm, once with its right arm.
Do I get any cover, at least from,
Not it moved. It moved to avoid the cover.
It's hard to hit me with that right arm.
It's 26 to hit, and 23 to hit.
Oh boy.
So that's it. So first attack does 11 bludgeoning, and the second one does 10 bludgeoning. So it's just mauling, pushing you in. Like one fist after the other, just like pushing you into the pavement itself, trying to make you a part of it. Almost grind you into it. Cauldron, that's your turn.
I will step back so that I can get a better view of it.
Yeah.
Call for Noctis Harry.
Yeah.
Take my first
Comes
shot.
around. It's kind of waving at it.
Okay, currently 17. Gonna re-roll the lower die. Okay, so miss with a 17.
Yeah, sparks and nothing.
Second attack, I'll burn another grit for Deadeye.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Oh, that's crit. We'll take that.
Yeah, so the first one goes off and just kind of irritating. You take a deep breath and kind of see where it's been chipped away, and you fire right into its center.
Okay, so that's 19. And then I gotta roll one more d10 for Dante's pistol effect.
Yes.
So another 5, so 24 total on that one.
24, nice.
I'm just gonna burn action surge now. Might as well. We can't. We don't have too many frontliners. So take another shot, and I'll burn another grit. Oh wait, do I get one back when I score a crit?
Right? Yeah.
Sweet. So I will reuse that to maintain
Right.
advantage. Let's go.
Action surge, bonus action reload. Yep.
Currently missing with a 17. Roll that elven accuracy die. 20 total to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. A whopping 6 damage.
Oh man.
Final attack. I will burn now my
More
last
graze.
grit
Psh.
to maintain advantage. I swear I've rolled 12 and 17
Oof.
total for these. I get one more roll of my d20, thankfully. But holy. 25, okay.
There you go. Yep.
15 damage.
Nice.
And then I will move to the left because I have no way of healing people. So I want to make sure it doesn't have any kind of AoE.
Okay, so you're kind of moving more.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So just kind of out with that pistol, just I would say you're like kind of making an outline, like it's kind of one shot, another shot, like carving the small circle as this bigger chunk falls off into the ground. And with Pyro, we need your first death save.
Okay, and it's just hey.
There you go. One success.
Nice.
Excellent. Thola, it is your turn.
All right. So, seeing that Pyro has gone down, what she's going to do is use her channel divinity, Balm of Peace, and she's going to run back there, also to Jajal, and heal them both.
Yeah.
Dope. Thank you.
Yay! I'm
Does
not
that
going
scale
to
with level
die.
2?
That's both 6s, so you're welcome.
Nice.
Dope. So it's how much is it?
It's sorry, it's going to be 15.
Nice.
Woo! I'm not dead anymore.
Yeah, and
Or
then
dying.
and then for the second person, which was Jajal, who I did second, that's 13 for you.
Okay. Thank you.
And then that's probably my 30 feet of movement there. And then I'm gonna take my actual movement, and then move closer to Caldrum while saying we might have to consider regrouping. I don't know if we can end this fight here right now. We have to be safe. And then I'm gonna move my spirit, use my bonus action, move my spirit weapon closer to the Guardian and attack. Ooh, yeah. I'm guessing that a 23 is gonna hit.
Yes.
That's gonna be 8 damage of force as the scythe swipes through.
Yeah, so that just explodes cleanly, some bits off of it, and it starts to. You can see now, like there, it's it's moving and like repositioning itself. It does seem to be grinding against itself. It's fairly hurt at this point, but I mean, not crumbling, but just beginning to show a lot of signs of wear. With that, Mal, is your turn.
All right, so the first time in a long time, Mal has a thought. Just out of curiosity, since Mal's against sort of the back wall, sort of underneath the green crystal thingy and the pink crystal thingy, which I believe you said is now more muted in color.
The pink one is yes.
Yeah, the pink one. There you go. Would it be possible to scramble up that wall and like push these things down so they no longer have line of sight on the party? Would it be possible to scramble up that wall at all to get to those weird glowy thingies?
So that would be straight up climbing. So your climbing speed is half your regular movement.
All right, so if my move is 30 and my climb would be 15, I've got acrobatics. I could try to do something a little zippier, but would it be possible up there? Is it
it's going to be athletics because this is like sheer free climb.
Why did I pick acrobatics? It's like the most useless thing ever. All right, here we go.
And I'm gonna see what's that. Yeah, I'll call that. That's going to be 20 feet.
All right. So like, I'm moving a half basically.
Yeah, I would say depending if you get. So to get up there is like to be able to climb and get grip is 15 on this athletics. If you get 17, I'll give you the movement to get all the way up.
And you said the pink one's faded and the green one's still bright, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna try to get up on the green one.
Okay.
All right. So rolling that athletics. Dice gods, don't fail me now. That's an 11.
Yeah, I would say at that base, you use your movement to try to get up, but you're unable to get up.
Okay. So I'm halfway up and I'm clinging, or what's the?
No, you kind of like,
Suck at this.
yeah, you take a foot in and you get like a few feet up and lose your grip, and you try a few more times, and so your movement is used failing, essentially.
Okay. If that's the case, let's take a pot shot with a crossbow again.
Yeah, it's going to get a +2 to its AC from your position there. But yep.
So it's already higher than 17. You're basically asking for a 20 to do anything at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone else closer to the critter than I am? My read is no.
Yeah, there's people closer to it than you are.
I mean, like melee range.
No one's in melee right now.
All right, Mal's gonna go be. No, this is my entire movement, so I can't get any closer. Crossbow it is.
All right.
Survey says it's a 25.
There you go.
And you were worried.
Yay!
Oh, I'm still worried. Oh, that's not bad. 11 damage.
Yes.
Tink.
Yeah, the crossbow dislodges in there and it's kind of like almost wedges a piece of it off of the creature.
Weirdest climbing piton ever.
And Jajal, it is your turn.
I look down real quick at Pyro and I ask him, "You good, or do you need help?"
He kind of just mumbles to himself about Cinder, and that's really the only word you catch.
I'm gonna take that as you're okay. So I guess this is gonna be kind of a long shot. The yellow crystal up there.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be considered like a sentient thing, like in terms of like trying to get like an unseen or like an attack from? Because it looks like there's a lot of stuff between it and I.
It's not so much. So you're trying to do a ranged attack on it? Is that what you're trying
Like
to
a
do?
ranged sneak attack is what ultimately I would appreciate to do, but if that's not possible, I'll come up with something else.
For your feet, don't you have to be within melee to get your sneak?
For swashbuckler, yes, but
Yeah.
I was hoping to shoot like if I was like out of line of sight to get like an unseen attack. Is that
Oh,
I see what you're trying to do. No.
Okay.
tis just a rock.
That's what I thought.
Great question, but
No, that was good. That was
good
good.
question.
Is
Okay.
it sentient to see where I am? That was awesome.
It was worth a shot, I guess. You know.
No, like actual, like I like the line of thought.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Let's see. How many feet is it going to take for me to get from where I am to melee range of the elemental?
It looks like 15.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to take the 15 and take another swing.
You got it.
And let's see. That's a 10. So
No.
I'm going to take that 15 back and then dash another 30. And then maybe put that... Oh! No, that's not going to be enough anyway, even with the extra D4. Yeah, so maybe closer to Thola, possibly?
Sure. Yeah, you go as well.
It'll be about like 45 feet.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Now it is its turn. That is unfortunate.
R.I.P.
Actually, sorry. Before its turn, one of the obelisks are gonna go, and that will be interesting. So let's see. Pyro, it pretty much just has you right now. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I need another Constitution saving throw from you.
All right. Got a +6 to it. There we go. Total of 21.
21. You save. So there you go. It hits you, and you feel like all the muscles in your body begin to lock up. But you're able to kind of push your flames and warm yourself up so as to not be paralyzed.
Oh, good. It's not the killing one.
And you see the green one goes dull at this point as well.
Oh, nice.
So the pink one and the green one are dull now?
Yes.
Oh, great. Now it's coming to me. Yay!
Yeah.
Thing is that much movement speed?
It does, actually. Though you are going to receive cover there from its angle.
For now.
How come the guy with a D6 hit dice is getting attacked so much?
Because all the rest of us ran away from you
Yeah,
while you were prone.
that is exactly what occurred, unfortunately. So it's going to get advantage, but you do have a +2 to your AC from this.
Oh boy.
So it's a total of... So I still have Mage Armor from before, at least. Right?
So what's your total AC here?
15 plus 2 is a total of 17.
17. That's what it has to beat. So first attack is going to be, I think, 16. So
Nice.
miss.
Woo.
Second attack with advantage. A natural 20.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
I mean, I don't think there's much of a question at this point. However,
The only question is if it will do 40 damage.
yeah, it will not. It's going to do 24.
Okay, so
actually,
I'm
I'm
only
sorry.
unconscious.
19. 18 damage. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm unconscious.
Yeah. As it hits you, it groans.
I wake back up just to get slapped back down.
Yeah, you kind of
This is
wake up. You're
wonderful.
like good. You're up. Thanks, guys. And they all run away. And as they run away, around the corner comes nothing but rock in your face as this thing slams down, hits the roof of the thing above
Damn it.
you, and then this time like kind of reaches down, grabs your body, and just squeezes like shink. Kind of snaps part of your back, I think. Caldrum, it is your turn.
Damn, I didn't know it could move that far.
Do I have clear shot at it from here?
Yes.
Okay, so
If I ever get an actual turn, I'm fireballing everything.
You know what? You do have to move a little bit for a perfectly clear.
Yeah, I'll move to get a clear shot,
Yeah.
and then knock this Harry. So at least my first shot will
Yeah.
have advantage.
Looks like that'll do it.
Let's just see if I get a crit to get back a crit point. I do not. So 29. A whopping 7 damage
Okay.
for that first attack. Second attack, just normal straight roll. 22 to hit.
That hits.
Does hitting him
And
from
14
behind,
damage.
Okay.
And then with the rest of my movement, I'd like to move in the direction that Mal is, trying to get around that crenellation that I was just next to. Or at least as far
Yeah, you
as
get
I
about
can.
there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's there. I would say that it looks like you've almost taken off the first layer of rock, and now it's more like mud in there a little bit, and you're piecing away at this thing. Pyro, we need first death save.
Alright, and...
Don't forget your D4 with it.
That's all good. I got a 13.
Nice.
So not... I'm only kind of dying.
Okay.
Trying to make rounds.
All right, so it's Pyro, and then I think it's going to be Mal.
So, from the position I'm at, given that I'm really terrible at climbing walls, obviously, which is a revelation, I suppose, would it be possible to like do a called shot against the orange ish crystal thingy and maybe knock it over, or is that not possible?
Unless you've got an ability to move something, I'm not going to say. Unless you can't knock it over, you could try to damage it and see if you could break it with enough damage. But as far as knocking it down, no, not unless there's like there's feats that allow you to move things on hits.
Right. We still have Rock Monster, who is showing some mud, but not too much. He's not looking terribly bad, but like damaged a little bit.
It's okay, guys. I got his attention. I got this.
Kind of did.
Yes.
All right. So can I go ahead and use my move to go over and underneath the orange-ish crystal thingy, and then take a pot shot with a crossbow on the monster?
Yeah, 30 feet will get you right about here.
Perfecto. And then let's do the crossbow thing again. And pray for double damage. This is your melee fighter not doing melee, by the way. Ooh, 26.
Yeah, that's a clean shot. That
That's
hits.
a cracker. That plays nice. That's another 5.
Okay.
Ching.
Yeah, it does a little bit of a. It's adding up.
I feel like I've got a BB gun.
Chipping away. Yeah. All right. And then Jajal, it is your turn.
So having its back towards us, does that benefit us melee attackers at all?
No, there's no facing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
nothing like that.
Okay, so, well, yeah, then I'm, damn it. I'm gonna run over, and on his right side, like right under his right arm, and as I'm running over there, I'm gonna yell out, "Damn it, Pyro! You said you were good!" And
I say no such thing. Lies.
I'm gonna try to take another swing at it.
Yeah.
Please, 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 please. Oh man, 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. It was about to fall on a 20 and then it like rolled over.
Better to
That's-
fall on the 16 than on the 2 that's on the other side of that 20.
Yeah.
That's fair. So 10 base and 10 sneak. So 20.
Yep.
And bonus action. No, I'm gonna stick it out.
Okay, you're kind of staying there, trying to like come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. With that, interesting. Yeah, no crystal. Well, no charged crystal has a clean path to anybody. So it kind of glows and misses its turn.
It's only because I'm laying down already.
Take that, stupid rock!
Let me just double check that it's not an
Fucking
AoE
rocks.
ability. Yeah, no, it's targeted, so it cannot target anybody. All right, so let's see here. It will turn on you, Jajal, since you're actively damaging it, and it's going to do its 2 attacks.
Okay.
Right at you.
Goodbye.
It's got a P to 16.
Let's turn its face on the right way here.
Details matter.
Yes. That's gonna. Okay, no, just 2 attacks. Okay. First one is 16 to hit.
Yep. It's 16 AC.
Yeah, and the other one 13 misses. So the
Nice.
second one you're able to go around, the first one hits you, and remember you do have uncanny dodge here.
I will dodge it uncannily.
Yeah. That's going to be a total. That's 8 bludgeoning, half to 4.
Nice. Whew, man, that. Oh boy.
Yeah, Caldrum, it's your turn.
All right, I will step out if I need to get a clean shot. And Noctis Harry.
Yeah. Again, getting its attention. What's Noctis's movement speed?
60.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
Shit.
I'll reroll. I'll take the 24.
Definitely. Yeah, as Noctis gets it opens up and you see like a very, very soft vulnerable spot within its like inner core. You see where there's a little bit of like energy that seems to be pulsing in coming from some type of crystal.
10 damage for that
10.
first attack.
Yeah. You see that crystal and take a chunk out of it.
Second attack. Wait, is that up? No, 19. Unlucky. Almost another crit. 12 damage.
All right. So there's a natural 19.
Yeah.
6. Okay, yeah, now you're chipping away at the inner core of its crystal. It's everyone can now see that as Caldrum has kind of chipped away, and now like it's a very obvious target as the source of life of this thing.
And then I'll move back next to that crenellation, keeping out of sight of the crystals.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try here then probably.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And Pyro, it's your turn. Make that death save.
Come on, nat 20.
Fuck. 5.
Oh, a fail.
It was actually riding on a natural 1 there for a sec.
Oh,
So.
boy.
Oh,
no.
Then they hit the edge of the screen and flipped a little bit.
Because if you hit that 20, you come up with 1 HP and you can take your turn.
Yeah, or could have almost died. Phil, it's your turn.
Thola is going to. She's gonna point at the creature, and she's going to fill bells in the air, and try to give it some necrotic damage here. And let's see here. I need to make a wisdom save.
Yeah, it needs the wisdom save. Yeah.
But that's the damage there if it does hit.
That's an 18 to save.
It does get it. And then, so for my bonus action, though, what I want to do is looking at all my 4 companions here, I'm going to call out words of prayer and cast Mass Healing Word on Pyro, Jajal, myself, and Keldrum.
Yeah, so like Thola, you begin to pray and you connect with the essence of the matron around here, and all the stones itself, the arches all glow with just this like gray, almost black energy, and that kind of fades to like an off-white as wounds begin to close up. And you said Pyro, right?
Yeah, all 4 of us.
Yeah. Pyro begins to take a nice breath. So how much healing is going around?
It's going to be oh gosh, I landed on 1, so 4.
Okay, yeah.
4 for everyone.
Thank you.
It's better than 0. Which is how much I have. Alright.
Alright. Sorry, Mal, it's going to be your turn.
Sweet. So we now have this power source or crystal exposed. Is this way up on the thing? Is it low down on the thing? Like, where is this actually located? Like, height-wise?
So I'll go from the front. Yeah, about there in its chest.
Okay, so I don't have a clear shot on it, so there's really no point in doing like a called shot because I don't really see it at that point coming from behind.
It's exposed from all around, so you can definitely see it.
I would like to do that. You can tell I haven't played much since second edition called shot. Is it possible to aim for just that with the yield crossbow?
Yeah, sure. So you're aiming directly at the crystal.
Yes.
So I'd say for this, what we're going to do is we're going to do a +2 AC, but it's going to be vulnerable to your damage.
Okay.
Which actually just means it's not going to be resistant.
Okay. So single roll, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So we're going to beat a 20.
25. Soft.
There you go.
Nice.
Suddenly magic works. That's 7 damage.
Okay, yeah. So you see the energy's faltering. It cannot last much longer. About half the crystal is gone. And this thing's...
Cool. And then from my estimation, there's no advantage to moving at this point. I'm directly underneath the other crystal thingamajiggy. It can't really target me. I'm going to basically just stay where I am.
You got it.
Oh, by the way, do I get... would there be any advantage in future shots if I were to like kneel or go prone and take like a sniper style shot, or does it really not matter?
That's not going to give you anything for that.
Okay, then stay right there. Perfectly happy.
If he had range, if he was showing ranged attacks, then maybe. But
Okay.
prone more or less makes ranged attacks have disadvantage against you as you're doing ranged.
Okay.
That's the big benefit in the game. So Jajal.
All right. Feel a little bit better, and now at this point, man, I do not like being the center of attention, but I'm gonna have to try to keep this guy's attention on me, and I'm gonna swing on him again.
I think Mal had the movement speed to maybe get closer.
I'm already here. The last time I left Pyro, he got beat up again. So
the 2-weapon fighter taking his one shot with his crossbow.
All right,
Come
so for
on.
the record, Mal's gotten the shit kicked out of him for the past session or so. He's a little timid right now.
Hey, I was there with you.
17's not making it.
oh man, well,
Add your D4. Add your D4.
oh yeah, thank you.
That's true.
That is a 3. So
Yeah, it's
20.
a 20.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank
so
you.
It does hit it. Get that damage.
So that is.
Hold on, that's a once per turn, right?
8
You can do that
base.
anytime you want, yeah.
He wants to
And-
But it's once per turn, right? As opposed to bless, which is like every attack.
So
17
no,
damage.
this is as an action they can do it any time. Add it to an attack ability. It isn't once per turn. Yeah, you're
Okay.
right.
All right, Jajal, how do you want to do this, man?
Oh, all right. Again, I don't like being center of attention. I stood here against my better judgment, putting myself in danger. But I'm mad because I let the astrologer die because I couldn't do anything to help him, and then Pyro was getting beat up, and I thought he was good, and I left. I'm like, nope, I'm taking this guy. I dodge, and I kind of want to like pull a dagger out with one hand, jab it into the knee, hop up on the right, come back on the left, and use that dagger jabbed in there as like a foothold, and then just dive up and pierce the crystal with the rapier.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, in a non-damaging way, you just kind of secure your dagger, and you kind of mini rock climb right up there. Mouse kind of feels less of a man at seeing this. And you just and you slowly just go, that's it, as you kind of just, you more like insert the rapier just in the cracks that are there, and then do a quick whooshing with your wrist. A quick wrist movement just flicks it and separates it, and the energy just kind of as the whole thing just begins to lose what it is. And it kind of like one piece of rock falls off, the head falls off, and it becomes a pile of rubble at
Can
your
I
feet.
roll an acrobatics check to see if I could do like a cool backflip after it? as a follow?
Absolutely.
Dual
Make
flip.
the check.
Come on!
So,
Oh, it's a 23.
Let's go.
always the
Excellent, yeah. So from there, it starts to kind of go down, and you go high, like anime style, about 20 feet. And you flip, land with your sword, and just kind of do a quick swish away. And with it gone and down, the crystal has a clear line on you.
Oh, balls. After I looked so cool.
And that's going to be a wisdom save.
Oh, joy.
Oh, thank God, I didn't have to make that one.
Oh, I got a total of 3.
Okay, so you do that, you're feeling super confident, and then, like, you're like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, as you are just scared to death of this place. And irrational feel moves over you. It's like, there's Christmas going to kill us all!
I just take off.
Yeah, on your turn, that's what you are likely to do. As you guys just see, like, just all turn white and look totally freaked out. Caldrum, it is your turn.
Which crystal is still?
Hard right, the yellow one.
So they're actually all dull at this point.
Oh, okay. And the elemental's down, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I look into the pool? Because you said the elemental threw the stone into the center of the pool?
Yes.
Can I take a look into the pool?
Absolutely. I'm saying for this, we're actually going to go ahead and break out an initiative because
Okay, cool.
You get the set there. There's nothing going on. You do see you guys figured out the elemental's kind of charging the crystals up with its one attack and using the residual energy to attack with. But it never wrote its recharge roll.
So do I just like take off running for a little bit?
Yeah. So Joe just.
I run after him.
Yeah, so I'd say Thola tackles the jaw and just gotta hold him like, snap out of it!
Calm down, child. Calm down.
Pyro is just still laying on the ground at this point. He is just.
Well, this is a good point. Thola, do you really do that? Or do you take care of Pyro?
Oh yeah, because he's down.
Just-
Is he down again?
Oh, he was healed.
No,
He was
I'm just
healed.
still laying there prone.
Yeah.
I'm like
Oh, you
just
are.
like absentmindedly laying there,
Yeah,
'Cause
so
I-
you healed him, I forgot.
just
Okay,
groaning.
right. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'll let him groan over there.
Yeah,
It'll be okay.
100%.
He'll be okay.
There's some groaning, some cursing in Elvish. That's
Oh man.
If they're talking, they're awake, right?
yeah, pretty much. Sure.
Alright. So, I'd say right now, we're just going to we're going to check in, before we kind of begin to investigate this area, do whatever it is you guys would like to do. How is everybody feeling right now? What's Mal going through? What's going through people's hearts, at this moment?
And from Mal's perspective, like, it's been a day. Like, dropped twice today, like, got the full mob 2 or 3 times, like, a little timid, a little cautious, a little paranoid, but, like, still alive and kicking. If we could find the goddamn moon rock and move on, I'd be a little bit happier, but here we are.
Yeah, Kildrum's been living on Darktow now probably for like 5 years, doing whatever missions he could take on other people's ships if they needed, just asking like, hey, can I just want to go. Oh, you're going here? Yeah, sure. I'll take that trip with you. Come back. But mostly just working on the island, having it attacked by vampires and having his essence drawn out. He's kind of shaken, which is why he kept kind of like running around, making sure it's like, yo, I don't want to get close to anything else here. And it's just like, I need to find and it's just thinking in the back of his head, like, I need Tom's help to like incorporate magic into these, because like everything that I've hit today hasn't worked as well as I'm used to killing things. Like everything's just been like, what is that? That tickled. And so he's very much now just like trying to rack his brain, because he knows a little bit of magic, but he's like, I don't think I know enough. So he's just like hoping Tonk will be able to help him, because he's like, this sucks. Like it's when things don't die when you're used to shooting them and them dying. He's pretty like he's worried about it, especially if he's going out on like the Kestrel now to like be doing these missions, and it's like, if this is the kind of stuff that this group gets into on a regular basis, like I'm not prepared.
Absolutely. How's your jaw doing? Othola, how's Thola doing?
I say Athola, seeing that she's set out on an adventure to, find some of her family, and she's seeing that her homeland's being attacked. She's realizing that there's obviously greater things than, her family, and She's also, seeing the undead, right? But she's also conflicted because she doesn't want to meet death, or even the people that she's meeting. They don't. She doesn't want to. She wants to prevent their death, but also knows that death is inevitable. So there's just a lot going on that she's not really used to.
Absolutely. And then Jajal.
Jajal's feeling, how do I put this, like, more disappointed in the things that he's not able to do. He loves the combat high, really likes getting in and gritty with the blade, but much to the point of, like, the damage that he's dealing isn't sticking, at least with recent battles. It's a little disheartening. And even with his time in the Revelry, like, he preferred to be more of like a supportive, like, yeah, he could do damage and it was fun, but that's not all. He like, not a lot of people knew how to heal there, and so he knew how to, like, do bandages and support, and not being able to help someone in front of you just kind of leaves, like, I don't know, just kind of weighs on his soul. And he's tired and hungry, hasn't drank anything in way too long, and yeah, ready for a break and a snack.
Absolutely. What about Pyro?
He's torn because he got a glimpse of what he really wants, but not in the way that he wanted to do it. So he was happy he might have gotten a glimpse, but also very angry that, at what happened. He is smoldering kind of on the inside, and a bit on the outside too, probably.
Right, yeah, the flame's a little dimmer on him, just kind of showing who he is. Yeah, absolutely.
But he probably sits up, creates a little fire in his hand, and using control flame kind of makes it look like there's a woman dancing in the flames.
Okay.
Dola, it's seeing like a little dancing flame. Dola's gonna take out her lyre and play a song. We all seem pretty down and beat up, and maybe try to cheer us up.
All right, yeah. So this kind of broken and hurt group of men are just looking around, and there's the female cleric just kind of bringing some songs and some peace in here. Yeah, I think so. During this time, I think Haldrum, you were kind of looking around and wanted to see what was going on with the kind of cauldron area, right?
Yeah.
All right. Make a perception check.
18.
18. You look at this. You've been aware of. I think you've been here before. You've seen this pool a little bit, been used with the rites of the dead, and as you gaze here, you do see that there, within this typically more celestial energy pool, is like sparks of arcane, sparks of energy. Even more elemental at its core. And where it should be more like oil and water, like not mixing, you're beginning to see at its very center there is parts where the two energies are becoming one. It's very slow and slight. But this is you get whatever has been happening at least since partially through the attack. And then after the attack, a few hours, and so time has been had to do this.
Okay.
I would say what you're also able to get with that is, as it goes down to about 12 feet deep, you do see that there seems to be something at the bottom. that like usually this is very clear. The bottom's kept debris free. There is like a single piece of debris down there. As
I'll
you get the
dive
rest
in.
of what's in there has been kind of absorbed.
Yeah, I'll dive in and try to grab it.
Sure. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
He could have gone fishing. But instead,
I was gonna suggest not doing that.
He's just hopping straight in this nasty water.
That's a natural one, he wrote.
Yeah, that's great. That's
Bye.
So it matches my first roll of the campaign.
Oh my god.
Yep. Symmetry.
Well, if Keldrum dies here, I'll come back as a tank.
Somebody has to fix my boat. Those kittens don't mount themselves.
You can take the coin off my dead body and give it to another artillerist.
Sorry, I gotta look some stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and here I was making a backup character while I was making death saves, just in case.
Roll 46.
Right?
I might not
do
even
it
need
again.
it.
Okay, drop the lowest.
That is not good.
Well, if you guys haven't caught the running gag about boats versus ships with Mal, you should look up the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly insulting himself and his crew, and referring to everybody else actually having their shit together.
Yeah, I did try to mention it a couple times.
So the joke is boats roll in and ships roll out. This is probably not a boat.
Well, it's more, at least from what my dad told me when he was in the Navy, it's more about the size as far as if it's considered a ship or a boat.
It's also how it turns. Submarines are boats because they actually roll into a turn before they make the turn. Ships are top heavy and they always roll out, so the weight goes outside the turn. So calling a ship a boat is insulting, but calling a boat a ship is like an upgrade.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm concerned at how long it's taking him to look this stuff up.
Sorry.
He's having to look up like lore of what this thing is.
Yeah, that was
and like
you
you
write some stuff and you're like, I'm never going to have to read. This is just to keep in the back of my head, and then someone rolls a natural one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, did you roll less than 5 of the save?
Or
so
did you roll less
bad.
than 15 of it? That's
that's a big oof.
Yeah.
that is. Okay. So yeah, you begin diving deep down into this. And there is a sense of...
That's actually me right now. I haven't healed from the necro damage.
Yeah.
Oof.
I would say, Cal, who is someone that Cal has lost in his life?
Keldrum actually doesn't know if his mother is dead, but she hasn't been around in his life because she was a pirate, and my father stayed in Port Zune, and she left me and my sister there because obviously him being a smith, an elven smith, like it was stable there, and she wasn't going to tote us around while she went pirating. So I don't know. I don't really know if I've had any like close friends because like I haven't really adventured. I've traveled around trying to learn. Like I've been to Hupperduke to learn about firearms with
Is your wizard teacher still alive?
Yeah. I left him back in
okay.
in
So
Hupperduke.
in that case, what I think in this water, there's like this blue outline of your mother, and I'd say as you look at her, she looks older than when you last saw her. She looks appropriately aged, as you kind of hear her voice crystal clear through the water. It's just like, turned into nothing but a coward running away. That's why I ran from you. And we are going to suffer. Let me roll this real quick.
No, I think it's good there. He's just gonna suffer. Yeah.
That is going to be 7 psychic damage.
That's not terrible.
No.
I thought it was going to be way worse.
So only some light suffering.
Yeah.
The water does psychic damage?
I touched the thing and failed the con save by 15.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically jumped into the river Styx. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's pure trauma.
Does that mean he's gonna come out and be impervious to damage then?
So there's that, and the other than that, like you kind of, when the damage hits you, and kind of like this sigh, you kind of sigh out, and then realize that you begin choking on the waters and are swallowing the waters from this thing into as it just kind of surprises you, and in a bolt of like what's going on, you reach down, you grab this stone, and you place your way to the top, all the while kind of uncontrollably like taking some in as there's just this panic in you, and you come out, and this is going to be 15 years of age.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Luckily, I'm half elven, so it's not like the end of the world. But that's not a small chunk of life.
Yeah. How old do you look now? What were you before?
Well, I'm 37, so now I'm
Okay.
52.
Wow.
So you've got like yellow tusks, a little, like they're dullish a little bit.
Because my father's full elven and my mother was orcish, so I have like smaller tusks.
Yeah.
But wow, yeah.
A little larger now because it's like this years of growth have come on.
All of a sudden, your back hurts.
You get a random debuff at 30.
Oh man. Well, and so you come up and we're like, well, I was going to tell you that it might not be the best to play in there, and looks like you see.
Why do you look different?
Also, if we need to grab stuff, I can do a thing that, let's do that. And I cast Mage Hand to kind of just hover around, and it looks like a hand made of smoke kind of pops up.
Oh, that's cool.
Whatever.
Well,
But
today we learned that swimming in random pools is a bad idea.
Yeah. Make a perception check, Caldrum.
21.
21. You look you don't really see this. It is like a feeling, and you begin hearing's the wrong word. It's just that you feel vibrations, and you realize that you're feeling the vibrations of the 3 crystals. They're still powered down, and these 3 crystal obelisks are there. But now that as you've come out, you just sense that they're like your vibrations and theirs are synced.
Oh.
And it's like no one else can perceive this, but you just have this connection to them.
Pyro. Can your hand grab those crystals, or are they too heavy?
How big are the crystals?
Yeah, the crystals are like to 12 feet.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Wait, the crystals themselves are 12 feet long?
Yeah, those obelisks that were up top. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I can grab like small things.
And I know those crystals have been there all the time, but they were more divine energy?
No, these were never there.
Okay.
These have been placed.
Got it.
I can't grab
don't-
them. I can blow them up.
No, don't do that.
Oh.
I don't fully understand what's going on, but what I think has happened is that I've linked to to the obelisks the way the elemental was.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah,
Seeing
possibly.
as it was able to charge them and unleash attacks, there's potential that if we can get them onto the Kestrel, they would be quite the defense.
I mean, they seem to be left here to defend this place, like the rock
No,
monster.
no.
Armor.
Those were never here before. The rock monster brought them.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, like, when the vampire attack surge happened, these things appeared. They were probably left here as a sentry to defend something. Because, like, the vampires can't stay here during the day. They need to leave something behind in order to secure the space. There's something here they want to defend or something, maybe. So, like, they might be useful to us, but they also might not be.
Can I just with
I don't know. I feel weird about that. Just like with my mom, have worked in the crypts and things like that. It just doesn't seem like something that they would do per se.
I mean, you don't leave dangerous objects in public burial places, generally speaking, right?
Yeah, but he wouldn't be throwing rocks in the funeral rites pit.
Probably not. I mean, I'm no priest, but I wouldn't.
can I pull my rapier and try to make an attack on the body of the elemental with like the intent, like fully trying to, like with the intent to see if it's the intent of attacking that potentially charges the crystals?
Yeah, I'd say you kind of get your will up and you go to attack, trying to kind of go, I'm gonna get this thing, and you go to what's left of it, right? You try to destroy and like, I guess, crush up some of the stone. There doesn't seem to be a reaction.
Okay.
Though I will say, I guess, as you're expressing that intent, make an Arcana check.
Yeah. Definitely more of a Tonks roll, but yeah, that's a whopping 3.
Yeah, I'd
4.
say you just have this stone in your hand, and
yeah. I need
nothing.
Tonks will have to look at this.
So
maybe he can explain the connection I've formed.
We try to haul them back. They're pretty big and huge and heavy. Like, is there value in that, or like, should we just?
We can't do it now. I can fashion a pulley system that can help us, but
for now, we've still okay. We got random rock monster who apparently was up here to defend something. We've got massive freaking attack crystals. That's special, real special. We still haven't found our moon rock. We're still not entirely sure what we're looking for on here, right? So like, let's just
would I know if the rock that I'm holding would be the moon? Would that be the piece of Redis?
How would you go about checking?
Throw it up in the air and see if it sticks. I don't know.
it starts floating.
It's a moon.
Could I make a Tinker's Tools check? No, because I've had to between my tinkering and my smithing, had to refine ore to get it out of because I've worked with raw metals before.
You can also know if
anything
right?
in it.
So anything from outside this planet would be unnatural to you, right?
Yeah. So I've worked with a lot of raw minerals, and is there anything that I could discern from this, using the Tinker's Tools that I grabbed earlier to help see if this is anything close to anything that I've worked with?
I think what you're looking for here is more alchemy, but you can make an intelligence check just straight up if you want, kind of recalling your stuff.
10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It could be from here, and maybe sure. I mean, maybe it could be from the. Okay. I think you're it's a hard substance. It's some type of rock with some metal.
Yeah.
Where did
we can always
from? Sorry, go ahead.
We can always bring this to the Plank King and see if this is what he meant. Because I'm assuming he would have seen the object, or he couldn't have told us to go get it from the astronomer.
Also, like, what else would this thing have been defending?
Oh, I guess can we look around and see, because it came from like that back corner. Is there more stuff behind there that we could have that it would have been
Yeah, sure. Make
traveling
an
from?
investigation check.
Is that for all of us?
Anyone who's looking.
Jesus Christ, man! I've not rolled above a 10 for any of these checks
10.
since my saving throw. I have not rolled above a 10.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do I get the bless with not the bless the
I think that's
How long does that end
down.
for?
I mean, if it's been 10,
Yeah, the
yeah,
time has passed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys look around. I mean, you see where some rock has been moved around, but nothing is, I think, really sticks out at you. I mean, there's been stuff that's been settled, but I mean, it's also like a field of stones around here. So I don't really pick up the pathway it was taken or anything like that.
So we'll pull out the Electrum Sextant and just start like peering around and like looking as if there's some like magical detector thingy-majiggy and start looking for rocks that might fit in there.
Yeah.
When he does that, how big is the piece of debris that I grabbed?
It's essentially, well, I mean, in our terms, it's about baseball sized.
Would it fit in the sextant?
So when you take the sextant out, there is the sextant itself begins to have a glow as it gets close to this, and the rock that you have actually begins to shrink in size and get to the size of a crystal, and actually take a crystalline shape.
So as we connect the two, right, the section gets closer to the rock gets smaller. Will the rock fit in the section's eyepiece?
Wait, is the now crystal the same as the ones that powered the cannon in the room?
Similar size, but different design.
Okay. I just ask
Yeah.
Captain.
So specifically, this crystal, I should actually explain this a little bit more. It has the round shape still, but you see that it has now like about actually. You take some time and you I would say you count them, and there are 27 points to this, and so it's kind of like a sphere that has 27 points.
Okay.
So it's like kind of little pieces jagging out.
Right.
And it's all
Captain,
like absolutely equidistant.
I don't want to risk what happened to me to happen to you, if you would.
Sure.
Then I ask for the sextant, and then I try to place it in.
100%. Hand over the sextant. And if you need some help, like I can show you how to adjust it. It's straightforward.
Yeah. So you start to put it. You start to take it in, and you kind of see where there's a blank space. And as you go, you actually see that space get filled with a lens. But where there is another lens shifts to be a space. And that rotates around and the section kind of starts moving on its own and rotates itself for you to place it right there.
Okay.
So you reach in, you let it go, and you see like an alignment of the lenses within this, along with this crystal, and it rotates in, and there's a beam that shoots out from the crystal through a lens, through the second lens, through the third lens, and for a brief moment, it splits. It's hard to see exactly how many. And then kind of like one highlights and it goes off in a heading.
Okay.
And it stays there for about 6 seconds, and the whole thing kind of rotates itself off.
Can I
and things
pull the
unaligned.
crystal out again? Or is it now secured?
Yeah. So I'd say you go to grab the crystal and it's in there.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to come out.
All right.
What direction?
Yeah, what heading?
Yeah, from where you are, it is going southeast. whenever from where you are, just period, right?
So from Darktow, there's not a whole lot of landmass south and east of here, right?
Southeast of Darktow is the Bwali Islands, and
Yeah, like it's the way it points out to sea.
Okay.
And as you saw this thing go, it wasn't like 6 feet. Like it went off until you could no longer perceive.
Okay.
So I would say you get a sense that anyone along that line would have seen this beam whoosh,
Ooh.
go through.
Guess we just gave ourselves away.
well, it looks like we have our heading.
We do. So we talked to the Plank King and advised him before we start looking for. Actually, no, we have no idea what we're looking for at this point, right? What we need to do is probably just get some kind of update on what it is we're actually looking for.
Pieces of Redis, which, cryptic as it sounds, if I had to guess, this sextant probably leads or gives a heading towards other pieces of whatever like material.
So
you
just
enter. If I had, from what I understand of the situation that just happened. So this might be leading us to the other pieces of Redis.
Which is also say that they're finite, right? Because there's only so many lenses. There's only, 4 or 5 open lenses? And if one crystal became one lens, then we're only looking for a certain number of pieces?
I mean, there's the number of lenses as far as that seems logical, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So are we going to go back up to the Plank King and then take a nap?
I would say the other thing you guys, you all did notice this, because you've had experience. This looked very similar in its shape and form to the piece, the object that you found on the island of the Huta people, as well as similar to what was in that underground passage that you defended.
Oh man!
But it no longer looks like that. Right? It has gone to this crystal form.
Okay.
So I'd say just for the purpose of this, I think Tonk would kind of get that this thing was operating as a machine in this space until you removed it from its source of energy.
Okay.
And two things that Caldrum you get because you're holding and have placed it. Once a day, whoever's holding this currently can use their action to become invisible for 1 minute.
Okay.
Nice.
In Caldrum, if this is more than 20 feet away from you, you are blind.
Oh shit. Okay then.
Is that permanent or until like someone attunes to it, or that's not something we would know?
We don't know yet. We'll have to identify it more closely.
So someone steals it, you wake up and can't see anything.
This is your monkey paw. Good luck with that.
My very first thought was, "Ooh, somebody's gonna steal it at night and just put it 20 feet away from him at some point."
Stand on the opposite side of the room. You can't see me.
Mage hand hold it over the side of the boat.
Oh no, that's gonna go bad.
Oh no!
Okay, then.
What? It's less than 5 pounds, right? It'll be fine.
Nat 1.
Fuck.
Okay then. Good to know. Well, I don't know that stuff as of right now, but I do have it in my notes for later.
Sure.
So I guess. Well, we didn't have to check in with the Plank King. He just, we were just, it was go to the astronomer, find what has fallen from the stars, I think is what the phrasing was. We've
Right, but
done that.
let's say this is not the end of the journey. Let's say there's more of this. I mean, obviously there's some other stuff out there to discover.
Yeah.
The question then becomes, do we check in and provide progress, or do we just go looking? Also, we have no idea where this game ends, right? So maybe he wants them all, maybe he wants one, maybe he wants none, maybe this is just a museum piece and I'm just going to gather dust somewhere for a couple hundred years. I don't know.
I mean, we can do a report. That's your call, Captain. You're the one that'd be delivering it. We can't all just.
Can you stop saying Captain? You are definitely tapping my ass on that one. It's just Mal, okay? It's just Mal. Cool?
Fair enough. Though, in the Plank King's company, it'll revert to Captain.
Understood. It's fine. But amongst us, it's Mal.
You got it, Skipper.
Sure thing, Cap. Boss man?
That's Darktow's ass. So up to you, Mal. Do you want to report in? Because I think this is potentially concerning. I've aged. I'm not even sure how many years. I haven't. Definitely might have to do some tusk care.
Drew, what do you think?
Because this might not even be the item. I'm assuming he's seen it, but Thola and I have never seen this in the pool before. So unless the Plank King somehow foresaw this being placed in there in the midst of the attack, which may be a possibility. I've never seen a man wield an axe with a 30-foot range before, so the gods only know what tricks he has up his sleeves.
And we honestly don't know the order of battle either, right? It's quite possible this thing fell from the sky, landed here in the pool, and then the vampires came instruction to come claim it. Like we don't know what came first necessarily at this point, do we?
Yeah. So I'm happy to come with you to make that report. Show him this item.
How long has it been since we left the underground hideout and then like the cultivated this battle?
Yeah,
Same day.
it's like 4 hours or so, about 4.5. So I'd say at this point, there's definite exhaustion creeping in. As you guys have been up quite a while at this.
I don't feel like the captain or the Plain King's going to be. I feel like he's going to be really busy dealing with a lot of aftermath. I with our habit of finding battles everywhere we go, can we just go to the ship and just take a break?
Yeah.
Yes, just don't invite any more sexy dream cat ladies.
Okay. I
Nice.
got
Good shit,
nothing.
then.
Yeah, that's on me. I got nothing.
All right, gentlemen. Let's get back to the sheep and catch some sleep eyes.
The sheep? We have sheep? I thought it was a
Go
chick.
back to the ship.
To the boat.
I think for tonight I'll sleep in my shop.
One of the last nights you'll get. You might as well.
Well,
See you in the morning.
I'll need time to finish the cannons that I have started and to arm the Kestrel with Punk's assistance. So I'll need about a month approximately. So if there's anything you all want to do in that time, Jajal, try not to carouse too much. Don't lose all your coin whilst you're here.
I'm hoping to gain some. We'll see though.
On which
Yes.
end of that transaction? Are you selling something or buying something?
Yes.
Right. I'm not sure.
Nice. So I would say this this can start the period of downtime. It's about a month where you're outfitting the Kestrel, and I would say with the sextant, I think Mao, you can show Caldum, you're able to like kind of mark the heading the best you can there as far as the degrees from there?
I think at some point during the I probably would have given the sextant to Mal, like not thinking about it, and started to like go on the other side of the ship. At which point I would have become blind, and that's how I would have found out.
Yeah.
Because like when I went to sleep tonight, I would have just had it on me, like put it like with my other, like with my guns and whatnot, and like it wouldn't have. But then at some point during the downtime, he would have been like showing me the heading after I'd like given it to him, given the left it with him, because at this point I hadn't thought to like attune to it because I don't know what it is. I haven't heard anything from Tonk in that regard. Because I don't even know if Tonk has like identify to be able to just be like, oh, this is it, and by the way, don't get separated from it. So, yeah,
Sure. I would say during the month, with some experimentation, what you are able to do is that it is an attunement item, and so to be able to use it, somebody has to attune to it. However, that blindness effect that you have does not fade with with losing attunement.
So,
so even when someone else is attuned, you once you're away 20 feet, you become blind.
Yeah, no, I would after,
and no one picks that up. So it's not like and they can be, once they're attuned, they can be the distance away and they're fine.
No, yeah. But after the situation with Mal, like just leaving it with Mal and going blind, and then any more experimentation and Tonk potentially identifying it. I don't know if Tonk has the identify spell or not.
He usually ritual casts it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, but they would. I would still recall the situation with Mal where it's like when I got too far away, I went fully blind and couldn't see. So I think it's safe for me to just hold on to it.
Guess who became the navigator?
And then, yeah, I guess in my downtime, I'd be working on the last two cannons. If I could, try with Tonk's assistance to decipher the etchings on the side of Dante's pistol, because you said it was older but more refined, and try to understand that potentially.
Yeah,
because I'm assuming it's going to take the majority of my downtime to like finish crafting the thing, so I wouldn't be able to like get too much done besides that.
Yeah, I would say I'd say Tonk's probably able to help you out with the identify spell there, and as he would relay, there is.
And like because the metal you said was black, so it was like different for what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, I'd say that the metal, I think it starts to look the same as when the different pieces are still metal. It kind of has that same quality to it, though somewhat different. It's not identical. But as far as some of the etchings and things, Tonk lets you know that this is like a whoever's holding this can be scryed upon by somebody, a specific person.
Can be whoever's holding the pistol can be scryed upon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pistol can be scryed upon within a certain distance, and it can also automatically. Whoever's holding it also fails scry saves.
Okay. And are we able to work out the mechanics of how it gets that extra damage on the critical, or is it just the fashioning?
I think that's going to be. Yeah, it's a mechanical. I would say I don't think you can spend your time on that
as well as making the cannons. Okay.
Yeah. That's like in of itself really
Got it.
Big research project.
So then, yeah, I would just focus on the cannons then. Do you have the sextant coded in D&D Beyond, or?
No, I'll get that up.
Okay. And the only benefit it does, besides making me blind when it's out of 20 feet, is I can go invis. Is it regular invis or greater invis?
It's regular.
Regular invis. With a hell of a curse attached.
I'm thinking the blindness thing is more from the natural one than the item itself.
Yeah, but it's the item that caused the. It was the item that caused the roll in the first place.
I thought it was the water.
No, it was when I touched the item.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then
it had to do with what was going on in the water and that whole thing basically.
Yeah.
But it was you got a connection to that item from being exposed to basically its waste that was in there. So what it was doing, what it was creating, the exposure basically made you addicted to it.
Oh,
Is the kind of mechanic here.
got it.
So if you're too far from its field of radiation, then you begin suffering ill effects.
So you're like a blood elf now. Did we? Okay, so we had gotten stuff when we left the island, and we had the interaction with the planking, and I didn't really go through. I don't think we actually had a chance to like divvy up. Like, have we gotten any loot or more coin? Like, from any of our. Like, have we gotten paid?
Most of your money really went to like becoming more or less your own little fiefdom there.
Gotcha. Okay, so whatever we have is currently what we've got to shop with.
Because I remember he had brought out a couple chests, and then Mal was like, "Yeah, I don't actually have much right now besides the sword," and then he like took one of them back. So I don't know what was left over of that.
But I think at this point we can probably renegotiate a little bit. Like, we have performed significant services for Darktow at this point in the game. Like, as a captain of a vessel, I'm reasonably confident if we said, "Hey, where's my share?" There'd be some accommodation, but how much remains to be seen. Not to mention you're going to pay regardless.
Yeah, he's also paying for the armament. That was part of what he did.
Oh.
Okay.
So remember he said, "Hey, arm your ship." So there was a like a pay. I'm paying it forward
Got it.
kind of deal already. So feel free to negotiate just as a so you know, like there was that right.
Okay.
So then I still have that coin. What was? Can I get a description of that coin again?
Yeah. So the coin is it's the outside is circular, and then what it is, it has like holes in it that form that form the shapes, and so it's almost more like a medallion itself, but it has a skull with a crown on it.
Should I just put like Plank King medallion?
Yep, that's fine. But yeah, very John Wick-esque.
Nice. Because I was hoping to peruse some of the shops once they open back up in like that time frame to see what was going on, if there's any activity, stuff I could buy. I don't know if there's any card games going on at some of the.
Yeah, I mean, so absolutely. So what? So are you what is the activity you're attempting to do as far as because there? I mean, certainly in the aftermath here, there's going to be there's gambling. There is, I mean, whatever you would want.
Yeah, I think try to go towards one of the outskirts of like near the outer ring of the city, and find like a pub or something where like people are playing like card game or maybe some dice or something like that, and see if I can get in and as they're shuffling, maybe try to slide one into a bracer, like a card into a bracer, and modify my hand as I'm able to,
All right.
and see if I can successfully play off a better hand, maybe in a game of poker or something like that.
Absolutely. So go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
It's going to be a 22.
Gotcha. Cool. So, how much gold do you have?
On my person, 10.
10 gold. Okay. So you can do. Okay. So do that, and then. Give me a sec here as I look at this. Okay. I'm just rolling on this for you. Here we go. Yeah. It's really there's that moment where you put it in the card, you kind of see if anyone notices, and it seems not to. And I would say from this night of drinking and you're having fun and you're getting up, you basically break even. The money you spent just having the best time, kind of just kicking back and allowing the stress to be drunk away and partied away. You recoup those expenses from your bets there.
Okay.
So
Cool.
you come out with your 10 gold and the story of a wild night.
Very cool. Do we get access to like a? Because I think this is kind of the first time, like as a group, or in the campaign that we're coming across this. Like, is there a way to like in-game shop? Like, if we want to like look at like a brochure or something like that, or like how does that work? Like, if I don't know.
Sure. So it depends on what you want. So if you're just trying to get like base equipment during
most
this
part,
time, you
yeah.
basically anything from the basic equipment list in the player's handbook, you can have access to buy for the most part here.
just subtract it and then like shoot you a message or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
As far as if you're looking for like more complicated things that aren't listed, or a magic item, that's a little different.
I don't have enough money for that anyway.
Of a process.
Can I craft some ammo for the two, for my pepper box and the pistol?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's a tinkering check. So I say with the time you're taking, we'll give you one check here to try to. We actually need you to make a check on the cannons as well.
Okay. What would you like me to roll first?
Whichever you want, you choose.
Well, for the cannons, it would be my smith's tools, right?
I would do on tinkering because you have to like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dex tinker.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have, ironically, any dex skills. Oh wait, I can actually make this. Hold on. Skills. Custom skill.
Yeah.
Right. 24.
24. And you said this was the cannon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'd say so you're very proud of these cannons, some of the best you've ever made. And in fact, I'll get to the pure effects of that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to get they're not magical cannons, but they are going to be +1 cannons.
Nice.
Effectively, +1 damage anyway. They do +1 more damage.
Masterwork.
Yes.
For 3.5 rules.
Yes.
And then ammo. No.
Yep. Go ahead.
18.
18. Yeah, I'd say from in this time you're gonna be able to craft enough to do. We're gonna say 25 more shots.
Is that each or?
Oh, that's right, because you're doing both of them.
Yeah, it's under the ammunition things. It says with my tinker's tools, I can craft them at half the cost in the batches of 20 is how they're normally made.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say 20 each then.
Okay, sweet. So that's going to cost me 4 gold total.
Excellent. So what's Mal doing during this time?
A little carousing, a little. Didn't know who's in port, who's not in port. If my ex ever shows up, hide like a dock rat, and if my uncle ever shows up, maybe have a conversation. But like for the most part, it's just making myself scarce and trying to figure out who's in the pecking order, how things are going with the other captains, like kind of edging around society, but not getting too engaged. And then
Okay.
at some point, we should probably drop in on the Plank King and have a conversation.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say for this, actually, as I'm looking at the time here, if everyone could just shoot me a brief thing in start playing games, just what you want to do with your downtime, and we'll resolve anything we need to next session at the start.
Okay.
Because some stuff's going to be pretty basic, like, yeah, you get this, or make this roll. Other stuff, like what Mal described a little bit, we might have to actually do a scene or two to figure out. So yeah, so that gives you guys a little bit of time to think as well. So the thing with to do, like, you can say I'm just like carousing, but if you want to do carousing as a downtime activity, you have to spend enough gold to maintain a wealthy lifestyle, and then see what happens. So there's a lot of like different. So just that's the hard for per day you carouse.
But I'm not exactly joining the yacht club, so.
Yeah. So it's not so it's a little different, but yeah. Perfect. So yeah. So I think with that, I was preparing to go on the journey to see what happens next, to see what the Plank King has to say about this craziness that you've all stumbled into. We're going to end our broadcast, everybody, and we'll see you all next week, see what comes in next year. So, goodbye.